Hello, arcade gamers, and welcome back to Biggie D's Arcade. Tonight, we're going to do my 79th Chill and Chat live on a Sunday evening, talking home arcade with y'all out there who are watching. We've got some really good topics on tap for tonight, as well as we've got a very special guest. We've got Papa Brad's Gaming, who's going to join us as well. I'm going to bring him in just a minute. I did want to say hi to everyone who made it in the chat so far. Looks like Mike Hawkhurts, he said, first, I love New Wave Toys and what they're doing with the decorations. However, I might be waiting for sales before picking up the $100 Ricky figure. I do already have Golden Tee, Crystal Castles, and Black Hole pre-ordered. Very cool. So we're going to talk about New Wave Toys. That's going to be the last topic of the night, but we got plenty in store for them. And thanks for commenting, Mike, and being the first person to comment tonight. Carl Lowe is also in the chat as well. He says, good show topics. I almost jumped into VR, but more interest in flight sims at the moment. And we're going to be talking VR. That's new as well. Something I started this week was VR, and we're going to be discussing that. So good to see some people in the chat want to hear about it. Mickey Yoon says VR is great. Excited for the show later. Hope everyone's well. And then the chats that started once we got live here, about to be live, was Provolone Joe. He says, great to see Biggie D back. Good to see you, Provolone Joe. Jim, the Pacers fan, saying, hey, everyone, does anyone know when end of life will be for the MetaQuest 2? Might be soon. Probably. I mean, we're at the 3, then the 3S now, and I've been hearing rumors of a 4 coming possibly in early 2026. So there's really only about a year left of the 3 I'm hearing, or the 3. We're going to be getting the 4 soon. So 2 will probably be end of life here very soon, I would imagine. But hopefully everyone can still play theirs and use theirs until they can upgrade. Pixelated Travelers here as well. He's saying, oh yeah, good to see you. Goofy Foot as well. Good to see Goofy in the chat. He's saying, hey all. And Jason as well. Good to see you, Jason, our moderator, saying, good evening, folks. Israel Gaming is in the chat as well, saying, yo, everyone. How's everyone this evening? Good to see everybody again. It's been a long time, a couple of months since I've streamed, and it's good just to see everyone already back in the chat, after these, 8-9 weeks since I've streamed last. Brent Metz is here saying, hey, guys. Gamer Fridge as well, saying, yo, Big ED is back. And we've got PD7 in the chat as well. Hey, guys, good to see you back, Biggie. PD7, I've been watching your videos. You are blowing up right now. Doing these walk and talks every single day has really paid off for your channel. It's crazy to see the success that PD7 has been having lately. It's awesome to see because, when I started my channel, Phil started his right around that same time. We started from nothing, and it's amazing to see what he's done. Good to see you, Phil. Julio Hernandez is in the chat saying, good evening, peeps. Hi, Biggie D. Good to see you live again. It is good to be live again, Julio. It's been a while, and it's been a long road to getting back on live again. So let me kind of discuss that. We're going to bring Papa Brad here in a moment, but I wanted to start off the stream to just kind of get this out of the way, tell you guys where I've been, because a lot of you guys out there have probably been wondering, what's going on with Daniel? What's going on with Biggie D's Arcade? Why hasn't he been streaming? Well, I've had like a couple of big life events happen all at one time, and these weren't good life events. These were bad ones. I had actually lost my job in early September, and then a week later, I had actually was riding my e-bike down the bike trail and broke both my wrists in an e-bike accident. So it was like one after another, just, 2 really bad things at one time just kind of put me out. And it was like I really had to focus on not only getting better and healing up, but also focusing on trying to find a job I wanted to be at that would pay the bills, that would get me back on track. And luckily, I was able to achieve that and get that done. It was a long process, lots of interviews, lots of work to get there, but I think I finally found what I want to do. And it's still IT related. I'm still fixing computers and helping people with their computers. But this is a really cool job in which I'm going to get to travel the country. I'll get to go all over to Seattle, to Portland, to California, like to San Francisco, New Orleans, everywhere. So it's going to be really cool. when I worked in IT before I had a dog, I wasn't able to travel a lot. But if you guys remember, my dog passed away back in May of this year. So it kind of opened up my ability to travel. And that was something I always wanted to do. So that I took this opportunity. I'm really excited about it. I actually will be starting this new job next Tuesday, and I'm going to be traveling to Las Vegas for a week for my first week. So that's going to be really cool. Going to try to go to Pinball Expo, check that out. If you guys remember when I started my channel originally a couple years ago, one of my first live streams, it actually was my very first live stream, was at Pinball Hall of Fame in Las Vegas. And I'm going to try and recreate that same kind of live stream where I use their Wi-Fi, which seemed to be pretty good back then. Hopefully it's still good today, and bring that Hall of Fame, Pinball Hall of Fame, to you guys to watch. And that'll be sometime next week. I'll try to give everyone a heads up on when I'm going to be there and when the live stream is going to be. But I'm going to be working on that while I'm out there as well. Also, Rexer, I know he lives in the Las Vegas area. I'm going to probably reach out to him, see if he wants to meet me there, and we can kind of collaborate and get some content together for you guys to watch. Maybe he can hold the camera while I talk about some of the pinball. He can talk about some of it while I film him. So we'll see what happens, if that works out or not. But either way, going to be at Pinball Hall of Fame, going to be in Las Vegas next week and doing a live stream there. Another good thing about this new job, I'll be working from home. So when I'm in town, I'll be working at home again. And it'll free up a lot of time for me to make videos and definitely make sure I'm here every Sunday to do these live streams. But let's see. Has anyone else joined us here before we bring Papa Brad in? It looks like Brent Metz has made it. He says, I picked up the Class of 81 Deluxe, $399 with $150 Kohl's Cash, and he used a Ninja Creamy. So I did see the deals at Kohl's. I thought there were some excellent deals, especially on the AtGames. We're going to discuss that tonight. Also, we're going to look at some new Arcade 1-Up deals that popped up today, some Cyber Monday only deals that they emailed out right before the stream today. We'll be discussing those as well. Brooklyn Menace is here. Good to see Brooklyn Menace. We're going to be talking VR tonight. It's good to see him in the chat because he is definitely our VR expert, and I've been having a good time hanging out with him, playing mini golf, bowling, all this stuff. So we'll get into that, and we'll definitely be getting Papa Brad's opinion on VR tonight because he's been playing mini golf with us when we get together for that. So let's bring him in. Let's say hi to Papa Brad's Gaming. Good to see you, Papa Brad.
What's up,
How are
Biggie
you?
D? Man, great to be here. Great to be here. I'm awesome. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm glad you made it. When I started doing these Chill and Chat live streams, you were one of the first guests that I had on. And that was quite some time ago. That was like a year and a half ago.
It's been a long journey, and welcome back, by the way.
Yeah.
Welcome back. You were missed. Everyone missed Biggie D, so we're so glad you're back.
Yeah, it's been awesome. This community is so supportive. Everyone is so nice and were checking on me when I was out. They were sending me text messages, Facebook messages, all just wanting to make sure that I was okay. And it's really good to know that we kind of all back each other. We're all care about each other, and we want to make sure everyone's all right, especially when people are out. So really appreciate that from everyone. And it just kind of speaks for our community as a whole and just how, much we care about each other and everyone.
But at the end of the day, we do share a common bond. We're all gamers. We love to play games. We love these arcade games and pinballs. So we do share a strong common bond. Isn't that true, Biggie D?
Yeah, that's true. That's what really brought everyone together. I know for me, no one told me about this community. I just kind of happened to come across it on YouTube just searching because I've been buying these Arcade 1-Ups and I was trying to find videos and content on that. And I just stumbled across some videos and then realized there's all these same people that all enjoy the same stuff. And then that's kind of how it all started for me. I guess that was the way it was for you as well.
Yeah. For me, I've always been an arcade gamer as long as I can remember. I've always loved this stuff. But for me, when I went to the Houston Arcade Expo, and I played pinball, and just everyone was so welcoming, and it totally got me back into the whole arcade gaming and virtual pinball at first, in pinball. So It's great. People that love this hobby, they share a common bond because a lot of people they don't get it. I mean, you tell them you play pinball, they look at you like you're a Martian. It's
Yeah.
like it's just they don't get it, but there are the people that totally get it, right? Like when you go to one of these events, like a pinball expo, everyone there they just love these games, or an arcade expo, and they totally get it. I grew up in the golden age of arcades, Biggie D. I am so much older than you. I mean, I remember when you would go in an arcade and there was like five Miss Pac-Mans because Miss Pac-Man was so popular that the arcade would have multiple of the same machines, so you didn't have to wait to play.
Hmm.
So I mean, I went through the golden age, but like guys like you that came into it and just love this retro gaming, I mean, respect, brother, respect.
Yeah, I
Because
remember.
like I have that strong bond because I lived through it, but you came into it after the fact. I think it's awesome. Respect, Biggie D.
Now, I remember when I got into the home arcade community and started making content, your channel was already established. You already had, I think, 6,000 subscribers. I think you'd already
Yeah,
been doing it
yeah.
for a couple of years. What was like the first thing that kind of got you into it? Like when
Um,
did you start collecting
just
this stuff?
watching content creators, and then I started with arcade tours because I really love arcade games, and I kind of started with that, and I just kind of gradually got sucked into the whole YouTube thing. To be honest with you, I never really thought I would be a YouTuber at all.
Hmm.
So it just gradually kind of like at first I did just arcade tours. I was like, well, not too many people really are going to watch arcade tours. What else could I do? That people be interested in. And it's just been a long journey. And now I got 2,800 videos. That's right, 2,800 videos on Papa Brad's Gaming alone. I got another 1,300 videos on my secondary channel, and my third channel is already grown. So I mean, I love science of YouTube. It's amazing. Once you figure it out, the magic bullet of how YouTube works, it's great. I love it. I love this hobby. But yeah, I never expected that I would even get into YouTube. When I started just to cover some arcade tours because I thought, this is better than like having pictures. If
Hmm.
I make a video, it's like a permanent memory. It's almost like I don't know what you call it, like a way of taking a video memory and just having it be permanent. So,
Yeah.
but
And I
that's
remember
kind of
when
where
I
I
had
started. I've
started
seen you've done some
too.
great arcade tours, by the way, on your channel. I love it when you do the arcade tours.
Oh yeah, those are a lot of fun too. It's like it's not like you're doing work or, spending a lot of time on it. It's like something you're already going to be doing anyways. Might as
Yeah,
well
it's
get some
great.
video of it while you're there. And a lot of people enjoy that. They like seeing
Yeah,
all the
they do,
arcades,
and
what's in
it's
there.
it's such a great thing too. Like you don't realize, like people, they're going to go to that location, and they're going to type in, Wayback's Arcade or whatever arcade you're at, and those people are going to really appreciate that you went through and you kind of showed them the lay of the land. Is
Hmm.
this a legit retro arcade? Am I going to come into this arcade and see nothing but claw machines? Because let's face it, as a classic like '80s arcade gamer, like that's a kiss of death for me. I mean, I want to play the games that I remember from my childhood. That's because of my age, right? But everyone's different. Some people might love claw machines, and that's fine. But you know what's funny? There are no claw machine videos on Papa Brad's Gaming.
It's
Not a
all
single
arcades,
one.
all pinball.
Not a single one. So I kind of follow my passion, what I love, and I think some people, you love me or hate me. I mean, I have been a very busy camper, and I've been working hard on YouTube and consistently, like you were talking about PD7. Like I can count on his video coming out every morning and watching that walk and talk. With YouTube, it's all about consistency, and that's YouTube rewards that more than anything. If you're consistently uploading, you're going to have some videos that are going to be duds, but then you're going to have some that are going to be home runs. So I mean, and you never know. It's like a musician. A musician never knows what their hit songs are going to be. You know,
Yeah. And that's like what with these streams, I was doing them consistently every Sunday and then, went 2 months without doing it. And
you
it's
grow
like
a viewership.
changes everything, like it's hard to keep consistent, but really that's the key to it. And really that's what people want. They want to know that you're coming on at this day on this time, or they want to know they pick up their phone or they go on YouTube on their computer that Papa Brad's going to have a video that day or BD7 or somebody, and
Yeah,
that's it. Consistency, like
yeah.
you
And this
said.
is this is great, and just to be able to come on and do a live stream, and it's so much about you watch the personalities too. Like, you
Hmm.
know, even though I've talked to you quite a bit, but not a ton. But because I've watched your videos, I feel like I know Biggie D a little bit
Hmm.
because watched so many hours of you talking.
Yeah.
So I think you get a
And we've never actually
familiarity.
met in person
Yeah,
yet.
I think
At
it's
all these
great.
events, I haven't
It
met you
makes
at
the
any of
world
them.
makes the world a smaller place for sure.
Yeah. But it's like
Makes
I
the
feel
world
like
it's
I
a
know
good
you
thing.
pretty well just based on, the videos you're uploading, the live streams that you're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
When I first started, like one of the live streams you used to do a lot was Brooklyn Menace's iArcade live stream.
Oh yeah, the Friday Night
Every
Arcade Show.
Yeah, the Friday Night Arcade Show. I
Yeah,
used to love watching that.
that show was fun because Brooklyn's like, "You want to show up and play some games?" And I'm like, "Sign me up." That's me. I'm all about playing games. That's if I could. That's what I love. I love to play the games. You could see like it. I know you don't have the AtGames 4K leaderboards, but
Hmm.
I'm sure when AtGames looks at me, they see me on the leaderboards in every single contest they do. So they know that I'm a legit gamer and I come to play and compete. I love to compete.
Yeah.
I just won a competition in Robotron. So I mean, that's what I love. I love playing games. Especially these
Science
classic
Spirits.
arcade games.
He said, "My naked beer pong channel is going to make me a star one day." Oh man. But yeah, so let's get into some content here, some
Mhm.
topics I had on
Absolutely.
tap for tonight. I wanted to start with Arcade One Up. I know that you've kind of given up on them. That started about, what was it, like a year ago? You kind of gave up on Arcade One Up, and the purge started.
Yeah, the purge started. At one time I think I had as many as like 9 or 10 arcade one ups. I had an entire room full of them, and I just kind of made the switch. I was like, a switch went off. I was like, man, I can play all these on my multicade. Do I need to have 10 machines? And I understand people that want to have a machine theme to each game or whatever. But for me, it just made more sense to me to I can play all the games on a multicade and enjoy it. Multiple multicades I have are good, but I understand people that want to recreate that. There's something magical about when you have 10 machines and you turn them all on and you hear all the sounds. It does put you in that arcade atmosphere, right?
Hmm.
So I mean, I get it, but I kind of
So
moved. You're
Kevin,
right.
he
I moved
says
away from
lots of
arcade
people
one.
gave up on One Up. But like, when did it start for you? I'm trying to remember what was that kind of started it all.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2 purchase for me
Okay.
was the end point because I'll be honest, the first arcade one up I bought was the Star Wars arcade one up,
Hmm.
Star Wars Arcade, the '80s arcade game, and it was dang near close to perfect for what it was. I mean, it wasn't full size or anything, but the emulation was good. It really plays a lot like the Star Wars arcade game. So I
Hmm.
started with one of the best arcade one ups you could get, and then I followed it up. I got the Defender Partycade, which was another great machine that they didn't even for some reason they abandoned. But you know, it's just for me, like when I got the Marvel vs. Capcom 2, the online didn't work. Even the basic gameplay was not
Hmm.
as good as on my I don't know how many years old the Dreamcast was, but it wasn't even as good as my Dreamcast. And it was a
Hmm.
full arcade theme to it. That kind of flipped the switch for me. That's my all-time favorite fighting game. If,
Yeah.
if I'm like the only fighting game I ever really fell in love with is Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So when they botched that so bad, every time I walked in my arcade, it was a reminder of like, man, I hope they fix it. And it just that was the turning point for me. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember when that happened, that you kind of went sour on Arcade One Up and then you started getting rid of them. But now, even more recently, you're getting rid of the ones you actually liked, which was like Tempest.
Yeah, that was a hard one. That was a hard one. That really came down to you have an arcade, you fill it up with stuff you love, and then you start getting limited for space, right? And you have to
Hmm.
decide these are all my children. They're my children, but I got to let one go because I got more stuff coming. And
Yeah.
it's really tough. That was a tough one to. But what happened was my wife plays that arcade the most. That was her favorite.
Uh huh.
And when I got this new At Games Legends Ultimate CE, and she played Centipede on it one time, she was like, "This one stays, the other one goes." And I was like, "Are you sure?" Because like she loves that's the one game she won't play any arcade games. Centipede is the only game she like plays all the time. And so when she gave me the green light, I asked like 3 times before I put it up on Facebook Marketplace. But yeah, the person that got that got the best Black Friday deal that was out there. They got a fully modded Atari Tempest cab with a Glenn's trackball, GRS. We know Glenn makes good controls.
Hmm.
Custom buttons, it all lit up purple. It kind of had a purple glow to it. $250 out the door. So, I mean, on
Oh
one
yeah,
hand, I
that's a really
felt
good deal.
bad that I
With
was
the
selling it
controls you had
because
in
I
that?
love it, because I loved it. But on the other hand, like the person that had it, they have an arcade. They have an arcade. They have a mini arcade with arcade one-ups. They're
Hmm.
starting, they're like me from 3 years ago when I started in this hobby. They made a space in their house to have arcades. And now I know they're going to have this kick-ass Tempest that's going to sit in that arcade, and I felt good about it. The whole way around it was a good feeling, because I know the
Yeah.
person that got it's really going to appreciate it. You could tell when they were into it, they loved it. I mean,
So the only
and
one you have left is the Star Wars, or do you have any others?
I have the Star Wars arcade one up, and I have the Defender Partycade. That's
Okay,
the only two I've
that's
kept.
it.
That's it.
So the 3/4 is only Star Wars is all you have left.
Yeah, but I had a ton of them. I had like Ridge Racer. I had Mortal Kombat. I had
At your max, how many total did you have?
I probably had about nine. I think it was just under 10. I
Okay.
had Ridge Racer. I had a ton of them. I had Pac-Man, the Namco cabinet. I had a bunch of them. And I totally get why people collect them. And I
Hmm.
don't have, I think it's great if you want to do that. But
Hmm.
I think the multicades have closed the gap to such a point, like, you know, some of it is beyond a lot. Like, you can't just go out and buy a Viper board modded iArcade, right? You can't
Hmm.
just go out and buy an arcade with a gate switcher. Like, I modded a lot of my cabinets.
Hmm.
So, like, the power that you can when you've a modded iArcade. You can play all the games pretty much.
Yeah, there's still something special about the arcade one ups though,
I
because like
agree.
even today when I
The
came in to
artwork,
turn them all on
the
for the stream
feel.
tonight, it is nice to have those dedicated machines with the dedicated artwork, and
It is
it just
nice.
brings you like a feeling that the multicades aren't going to give you. And I don't think I'm ever going to probably get rid of all of them. I may get rid of one or
Yeah.
two here or there, but I'm probably going to keep majority of the ones I got. What
I had
I've
Killer
really,
Instinct. I had the Killer Instinct, just like you have behind you. I had Killer Instinct. I owned
yeah,
that
you got
before
that
it
one
went
for
gold.
150, right?
Yeah, I owned that one. Yeah, I owned a bunch of them. So I totally get it. And I think it's great if that's what you want to do. But for me, I just want to play the games, but I want them to work right.
Hmm.
Controls are important.
Yeah, and you can replace the controls. Like I put new
Yeah.
buttons in on all
Mhm.
mine. Some of them I've upgraded the sticks on them. But yeah, I mean that's stuff you can do over time. Upgrade the marquees, things
Mhm.
like that. Screens, put bigger screens in them. But I think they are really cool. There's still a place for them. Kind of what I've
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
noticed though, even more so lately in the last few months, and we knew this was coming because like pretty much all from late last year, early this year, I would talk about how Arcade One Up is kind of slowing down, how they're not really making anything. There's probably not anything new on the horizon that they're bringing us, and that's kind of how it's all played out this year. All we've gotten is what the claw machine, the NBA Jam Slim Edition, and the Golden Tee Deluxe, and that's really all we've gotten this year. Some rehashes and that claw machine.
Well, I'll tell you
Nothing
what,
new.
Biggie D. I went out for Black Friday just for fun.
Hmm.
And I went to Best Buy, and let me tell you, they had a row of arcade one. I made it four,
Yeah.
and I made it have disco music. It said it's raining men. I just put this gigantic line of arcade one up Pac-Mans. So obviously, let's hope Pac-Man does sell a lot to keep arcade one up afloat. But they had a mountain. I couldn't believe how many. It was like there must have been 30 of them in a row. I had to film it, for my channel. But
Yeah, now Jim did say here he's hopeful for CES, and that is coming in January. And I was really hopeful last CES. It's hard to get my hopes up again this year and get let down again. But I think this year they're actually going to be there. Supposedly, like for sure, they're going to be there and they're going to bring us something. I'm not going
it's been
to.
such a slow drip. You have to admit, it's like, where's something new?
Mhm.
Robotron,
I'll
Star Wars
believe it when I see
trilogy.
it now.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna, predict or hope that things are gonna come anymore. I'll just believe it when I see it at this point. And they may surprise us this year. This might be the year that they do it. So we'll
yeah.
see. They did send out this email though. I kind of wanted to run through these deals with you, kind of get your opinion on these cabinets as well as the price on these. They're still not very good as far as the
I will
prices,
say
but
this, Biggie D,
mhm.
you did get me some of the best deals. When I was collecting arcade one ups, you used to always put out these special deals. Whenever
Yeah.
they had the good sales, you would put up a like community post and I'd scoop it up. So
Right.
if you are collecting these arcade one-ups, I may have to say props to you because several of my machines I probably got because you posted a deal and I was like, yep, I'm on that, you know.
That was another fun part of it as well, was the
Because the
shopping
deals are
for them,
going too.
the
Like
getting the good deals, because they
magic
were
price
actually,
for me for these machines is $300.
yeah.
Or I would say 350 is still reasonable, but
But
like
yeah,
300 to
300's that sweet
350,
spot.
it's
Anything
like,
below it, it's a lot of fun to collect them and to buy them
yeah,
up. And that was what I enjoyed too, was not only the machines, but getting the good deals on them, feeling like I got a good value on it. When you're paying $400 or $500, it's not as fun, for
yeah.
me at least. But yeah, still think these prices are a little high. Class of '81 Deluxe, 400. This is what we saw for Black Friday, so no change in that price. What do you think of the Class of '81 Deluxe cabinet?
I mean, I think it's better that doesn't have the riser, but I still like what are the ones that are bigger that they're making now, the
The
XLs?
XL, yeah, they
I
had
like
the
the
Pac-Man
XL better
XL.
than this, yeah. And also, just the emulation is off too on Pac-Man. I played this quite a bit at Best Buy, and the emulation is off. So for me, this is a no-fly.
Yeah, Goofy was saying hilarious song choice, Papa Brad. I thought that short was so funny. I cracked up when I watched
Oh man,
it.
I think I was chuckling when I made it, but it's good to see that Arcade One Up is back in stores because for a while it's like they just vanished. Like none of the Best Buys near me had any of them, not even one.
Well, it was funny because the video went with how many of them there were. There were so
I
many
know,
machines there lined up. It went with the
right? Yeah,
song. It was hilarious.
check out that short on my
Yeah,
channel.
definitely check it out.
And once
Um,
again, like my whole channel, the sauce that runs my channel is shorts. Like I said, probably I have a huge portion of my channel. All they do is watch when I post shorts, and that's all
yeah,
they watch. They don't watch, and live streams for me for my channel are almost nothing. I mean, like I really don't push live streaming that much.
some good comments in the chat too. Mike Cockhurt says, I hope I'm wrong because I'd buy more cabs if they did something interesting." I think a lot of us would buy something.
Yeah,
We're
I
just not
mean,
going to buy rehashed cabinets like the NBA Deluxe or the Golden Tee. But if they brought us something new like a Robotron or a Street Fighter 3, those kind of cabinets, I think people would be
yeah,
excited again. You'd start seeing tons of videos again, tons of excitement. But until they bring us that, it's just going to be like it's been this year. Mickey's
yeah.
saying if something new is coming, why not discount the current cabs? That's another good point. Is like, why are they, for instance, talking about this class of '81 that they've rehashed many times? We've seen many times over the last 3 years. Why not clearance some of these out just to
I
get some
think
excitement?
I think they don't want to kill the golden goose. This is the golden goose for them. I mean, let's face it, Miss Pac-Man, Galaga. I mean, those are staples of arcade.
Hmm.
Like everybody loves Galaga. I don't care who you are. You go in any real arcade, there'll be
Hmm.
someone playing the Galaga. There'll be someone playing the Miss Pac-Man. There'll be someone playing Pac-Man. There'll be someone playing Space Invaders. So like these are like titles that pull people's heartstrings, right? So this is like long term. This is the golden goose.
Yeah.
So I don't think they'll ever mess with like Miss Pac-Man, Pac-Man, Galaga, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. Those have a lot of nostalgia for people, right? I mean, that's really helped keep Arcade One Up relevant.
Now this price is new. We saw 450 for Black Friday, so they sent out the email today for NBA Jam Deluxe at 425, and that is a new price. So they're giving you another $25 off. Still not that great. I still would like to see this for even 399. I know it's one of their newest cabinets.
That's the one that's
Um,
like the real thin one too, right?
yeah, this is the
Like
slim edition. Now,
thin one,
I
yeah.
saw a good comment in here. Kevin was saying the slim cades are awful. We want more wood XL cabinets, and they are giving us less wood. These smaller, slim cabinets
I
with
don't
the
get it. Like to me, it's like how much more could it really cost to make those XLs? I mean, they should be making them bigger, not tinier.
yeah. You would think with the success of the Pac-Man XL and how well it did, we would have saw some more of those. But
It seems to me like
um,
if you go by like what people say that bought them and their
mhm.
satisfaction level, it seems like the people that got the XL Pac-Man were some of the happiest customers from
Yeah.
Arcade One Up. I mean, that's just me as an outsider watching stuff.
Now we
I
did get
mean, it
that
seems
Midway
like that was,
Classics
yeah.
XL, which was like it kind of looked like the Golden Tee, and it was a mix of games in there. What did you think of that one?
Well, you played it, didn't you? When you
Yeah, I
went
got to
to,
play it at
I think
Costco.
I think it's a terrible. Like, do they not understand which games go together? It's like,
It didn't hit the nostalgia,
I love
part of
pizza
it.
and I love sushi, but I don't eat sushi on my pizza. You know what I mean? You gotta put stuff that goes together, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I thought Sinistar was kind of cool on there, but that's not how I want to play it. It would have been better if they had just
I
brought us
think
a
it's
Sinistar cabinet.
I think it shows they don't have an understanding of what makes a great multicade either.
Hmm.
Like a great multicade would be like to put all like 80s Namco games together and have like a bigger Namco list. I don't think to me, it was like the particular game list they used was all over the place. I mean, didn't it even have Defender on it?
Did it? I think it
You want
may
to play
have.
Defender on your Golden Tee? I
I
mean,
think it may have had Defender on it.
there was, I mean, I don't
Not with
know.
the proper controls, of course, but it did
It,
have it, I think.
it's tough, It's like,
So Golden Tee, this is a new price as well. It looks like they knocked off another $25 for Cyber Monday, which they didn't do on Black Friday. Was that a response to they didn't sell any over Black Friday? Maybe. Kind of like last minute, they're throwing in another $25 off, which isn't much. I mean, $3.99 would have been good. And then these other ones that were already $3.99, bring those down to $3.50. I think would have been the better way of going about it. But they stuck firm with the $3.99 on the ones that were already that price. Wheel of Fortune Casino Cade. Do you have anything to say about
my
it?
co-host on Calling All Ballers has one of these, and he says it's a guilty pleasure. He loves it.
Oh yeah,
I mean, different strokes for different folks, but I'm
I
saying
saw it at
there is a market for this. I mean, he loves it. He said, I like it. It's the only arcade one up he owns is the Wheel of Fortune. And he's
So I
like, I
went
like
with
it.
Phil to Apt Electronics in Chicago when I was out there for Pinball Expo, and I actually thought it was kind of cool. I mean, I could see why people would want to get it. It is kind of like a casino, slot machine in your home, but they're way too expensive. This would definitely be one of those like impulse buys you get for like $250 or something. Anyone who was paying $500 for these were definitely paying way too much. Even 400, I think it's still too much because this isn't something you're going to probably play a lot, but it is kind of something that's cool to have in the game room, just something different. But that one is $3.99. And then X-Men 97, $3.99. So this is one of their newer cabinets. I like the Marvel versus Capcom 2 cabinet I have. When I play it online, it's pretty decent now. They've improved a lot of it. Marvel versus Capcom 2 is still not that great online, but the other games play well online.
Yeah, the other games did play well. I'll give them
Yeah,
that.
so
Yeah.
$3.99. I just don't know if I want this artwork. I don't know if I want the X-Men 97 artwork. I like the Marvel versus Capcom 2 because it fits the game and the cabinet. I don't know if I want the cartoon, even though I did enjoy this
I did like
cartoon.
the show. Did you watch the show?
Yeah, I
It was
watched the
good.
whole show,
It was
season one. It was a really good
for a
show.
Disney property. It was surprisingly excellent. I have to
Yeah.
say, I
But
was
would you want
shocked.
that on your arcade cabinet? That
I don't
artwork?
know. To me, it has no nostalgia. And also, what did they do? Why did they cut off half of Magneto's face? Like, I hate
Yeah.
the art design. I mean, who designed this thing? It's like his face is cut in half.
Yeah,
It's like, maybe they need a graphic designer. I mean, Biggie
I
D,
saw
I'm
an
looking at
image of
thumbnails. You obviously have an idea of graphic design. I think you could have designed better. They took, of all the iconic things to have, X-Men,
uh-huh.
comic book art. Think of the well of great artists that have drawn X-Men. This is what you come up with. Magneto cut in half of Magneto's face. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm still baffled by it. And then it's so plain basic. Like when you look at it from the front, it's all black.
Yeah, and
It's
that
the
marquee
blackest
has no
thing.
artwork in it. It's just the
Nothing.
logo. But yeah, I saw an image of 19K Fox. He has this in his game room. And seeing the image of it in his game room with his other arcades just kind of made me even less interested in it than I was before. Because I just don't think I want this artwork. I would rather have the Marvel versus Capcom 2 artwork like I have
Yeah.
on mine.
Yeah, I do agree. There is one little nitpick I want to say. I hate to bring this up on your show, but the Marvel vs. Capcom 2, they took away the boobs from Morgan on the back on the marquee.
Oh, yeah, they
So
did. You're right.
they kind of PC the graphics and the
Hmm.
artwork, which I never even noticed till I went. Somebody told me about it, and then I went to a real arcade and saw the real machine, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't like that. I like just give us like if you're going for nostalgia, just give us the way it was at that time.
Yeah, I
Make it
agree.
actually authentic. I don't. If it was in the '90s, make it look the same way it was, you know.
You're going
But
to have to go through Joe Zabo's or one of those places to get your authentic real marquee that has it the way it's supposed to be. But yeah, I know exactly what you're
once again,
saying.
Biggie D, they got me. They got me. They got me. I didn't even know. I didn't even notice till way after the fact, right?
And then the last one, these deals will end tomorrow, guys. So if you want to move on any of these, they end tomorrow. Infinity Game Table, $8.99. You get $100 off. Plus, you get $100 game voucher for the game store. And did you buy one of these, or do you care anything about them?
No, no.
We had one in my
Like,
last job in the break room. I
yeah,
think they are kind of cool, but they're way too expensive. When
yeah.
charging $1,000 for these is
Are they playing
insane.
like a lot of the games that are hip for board games? Or are they playing stuff like Monopoly? Is it
It has
like
Monopoly, chess, Candyland, things like that.
not the stuff that people that are hardcore board gamers would want to play?
I
Like
mean,
you
I
want to
didn't get
run
to
the
go
board
into the
game,
store and
yeah.
download anything. It was kind of like whatever the company
Like the
provided was
common, like
already on there.
old school board games. Yeah.
hmm But they are kind of cool. Like I like that it's open and you can download stuff to it. And then I do like how big the screen is on it and things like that. But they're just asking way too much money. $1,000, even at $8.99, just way too much. So that's our arcade one up for tonight, guys. I just wanted to kind of point this out to you because the email went out today and it was their Cyber Monday deals. The only two new deals that I saw were going to be the NBA Jam. You're getting another $25 off it, and you're getting another $25 off a Golden Tee. Other than that, all the deals are about the same as far as I could tell. Now, let's take a look next here. I wanted to look at this affordable financing because this has been a hot topic this week for the home arcade community. I've been seeing Steps Gaming, KevGret, a lot of people commenting on this kind of in a negative way, like don't go into debt to buy one of these machines. What are your thoughts on this new financing that AtGames has opened up?
I mean, I think it's like anything. Choices are good. It depends on your situation. I read this post on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and this guy was like, "Yeah, my wife, she wasn't for me getting AtGames Pinball, but then with the financing, I could get it. It made more sense that we could pay it off over time, so it wasn't out all the money at once."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's good for some people. I mean, this is not the choice that I made when I bought mine. I just sold a bunch of arcades, you know. I saw
Mm-hmm.
Cornercade did that as well. He kind of purged his arcade, anything you're
Yeah.
not playing. But I mean, I think choices are good. You know, it's like anything. If you're responsible with it, it's fine.
Yeah.
If you're not responsible and you finance something you can't afford, maybe it's not fine,
So
right?
what is this 0% interest?
0% interest. Yeah, you just use you probably use your check card or whatever, your debit card.
And you have to put a certain amount down. You put what,
600
600
down.
down? 600
500
down?
down and $100 for shipping.
Okay. So your
So
premium
600
starter
down,
would be
basically.
$12.99.96 after it's all said and done. So not bad. You're not paying anything really extra to do this. You're just
Yeah,
spreading it out over 12 months. And then if you don't make your payment, what do? They turn it off?
they'll turn it off till you pay up your balance to where you're on current, right? So
Uh-huh.
like you don't lose anything, but you can't play until you pay what you owe,
Okay.
basically.
So that works for them. They can just turn these machines
Yeah.
off.
A lot of people aren't mentioning is if you pay off early, if you do the financing, you pay off early, you get 3% off.
Okay.
So if you pay through the machine and you just pay out the balance, you
hmm
get a 3% discount, which I think is pretty sweet.
Yeah, I heard you talking about this when we were playing mini golf the other night. Like, so if I was to do the financing, let's say, and I made my first payment, and then that next month I paid it off completely, I would save 3%.
Yes, the way I understand it, that's the way it works. But you see, at games is kind of neat. Everything can be done through the machine. They have a store built in the machine,
hmm
and so like you can actually, it's going to have all that information on the machine, and you can make your payments even on the machine, from what I understand. So it's
Okay,
pretty
that's pretty
cool.
cool. Yeah, I think
I
that's
got it.
definitely what they should be doing. I remember saying
And
they need to open up some type of financing options,
I'm
and
just
they
going to go
need to do
back to the number
0%.
one reason why I think At Games is doing this. The number one reason, in my opinion, now I don't work for At Games, but in my opinion, the number one reason they're doing this, the number one complaint people have about At Games is it's too expensive.
hmm
People want it to be cheaper. And I think their hands are kind of tied because I think they're at a point where They really can't make it cheaper and
Hmm.
stay profitable as a company.
Yeah.
So like they're trying to get people options to get it, outside of the box, right?
Hmm. Yeah. So I think
Because
this is good.
they can't sell this machine for $1,000.
Yeah. I
I
think
think if
this
it
is a
was
good thing.
possible, they would have already done it. Like if they could cut corners enough to get this at the $1,000 price point at Games, I think they would have done it already.
Hmm.
I think their hands are kind of like they're kind of tight already with what they're doing. So they're trying to get people options, to get into a 4K pinball, which I'll be honest with you, that's their premium platform. Like for playing pinball, once you
Hmm.
play the 4K with the SSF kit, it's a fantastic experience. I mean,
Yeah. And talking about the
our most
SSF,
played arcade
you
by
would want to
far.
get, now this is the Dinosaur Dynasty that they're showing. You can get
Mhm.
any of the machines. Is that right?
Any of the machines, yeah,
Okay.
everyone,
And the pricing's the same for all of them.
yeah, yeah,
So
the
you'd want
skins,
the
I don't
deluxe.
think matter except for Sea of Thieves is the cheapest one with SSF kit. It's a little bit
Okay.
cheaper than all the other ones.
But it doesn't have a topper.
Does not have a topper. You buy the topper, and I think that's brilliant too. Because to me, like the people want them cheaper,
Hmm.
like. But then by the same token, like you don't want to buy something. Have you ever bought anything and then like a month later, it's like a lot cheaper. Then all of a
Hmm.
sudden that product you bought for $600 now it's worth $300.
Yeah.
I don't want to devalue everyone's purchase. Like the people that jumped in, we got the machines. They had all the features enabled. We had the topper, right? We had
Hmm.
everything you could want, except for SSF from the get go.
Hmm.
I think they've tried to work outside of the box to make it more affordable as much as they can to give people options. To be honest with you, if I was to buy another pinball, I would skip the topper. I would get the SSF and the pinball.
Yeah.
That's the way I would purchase next time,
Hmm.
unless I just love that topper, right? I'd have to really love it. But I think they're just trying to give people options.
Now I got to see these at Pinball Expo. I got to see the full line of them. Now it was very loud in there, so I don't feel like I got the full experience.
You can't really, yeah, it's too
James Hates
noisy.
Everything installed his SSF kit at home. He said it was completely different at home than what he saw at Pinball Expo because it's so loud in there. There's so many people, you
Can't
can't
Yeah,
hear
you
it.
can't hear it all. So like, and it's really the way they have it. It's like it's not super super loud. It's pretty loud, but it's not crazy loud either, right?
Hmm.
Like your iArcade will blow your eardrums out if you turn it up. That was crazy loud, right?
Hmm.
You agree? You had an
Yeah.
iArcade, right?
Yeah.
That volume, like you would never hit 10 on that. If you hit
No,
10 on
it's
that,
so loud it blow
you
your
know,
ears out
your
for sure.
neighbors are going to be banging on your door. I mean, it was ridiculously loud. So I mean, I think, but yeah, once you play with SSF, I mean, that is the premium experience, like the basic pinball with an SSF kit.
Yeah.
And I think what they wanted to do is they wanted to offer, and I know some people were angry that we have to pay for the advanced features. They wanted a way to lower the price. Like everyone, how can we lower the price
Hmm.
without cheapening what everyone already has?
Yeah.
I think they pretty much figured it out. I mean, that's just my opinion, but
Yeah, so I do think this financing is a good thing. I think I like what they're doing with it, but I also feel like what Steps was saying in her live stream on Friday, what Kev Grit was saying in his video,
not for
is
everyone.
also right as well. And that
Depends on
you
the
should be
person.
careful when you see this kind of stuff. Don't just jump into it because they're offering it. Make sure you can afford
100%.
it. Make
Yeah.
sure you can actually finish off all the payments. And if you have something going on in your life that could change, like financially, maybe wait a little while. That's what I'm going to do. Like I'm starting a new job next week. And yeah, I could go into this, but responsibly, I should probably wait because, who knows what the future can hold. And it's better just to like do it when you can pay it off, I think. Even
Yeah.
though you could pay it in payments, maybe have all that money together before you start
Yeah.
the payment plan.
Well, here's a good thing, Biggie D. Biggie D is the good thing is right now they're just taking 30 people first to
Hmm.
try it out, to see how it works.
Hmm.
So they're going to do 30 people first. They're going to see how it works, and down the road, I'm sure they're probably going to still have this. If you decide this is the route you want to go. But I think it's important. It's like a person that's responsible. This could be a huge benefit.
Hmm.
Person that's irresponsible, this could be a bad thing because then you owe all this money and you have a product, and you owe money
Yeah,
on
that's
it,
like
right?
turned off. You can't even play it because you missed your payment. You know,
So
and
I mean, it's like I understand both arguments, but it depends on the person. That's all I would say about it. Like for me, it made more sense for me just to purge a bunch of my arcades I didn't play as much, or I could play
yeah.
on multicades and put that money towards the pinball, which I love. By the way, I'm just gonna say it again. This is my most played machine by far. The 4K pinball. It's not even close. Like I play the 4K pinball almost every day.
Yeah, so I wanted to get into some of these slides here. This is the affordable financing soft launch. So that you'd said the first 30.
Mhm.
This is available to the first 30 people. Have they filled those 30 spots yet?
I'm not sure. I know. I also have an affiliate link where you get $50 off, which you can also apply that to anything you do at Games, any pinball you buy.
Hmm.
Like you can go on my channel, just use my affiliate link and get $50 off.
Okay.
But the I'm not sure. I know a few people have done it already. I've already seen some people that have done it. So um, it's the first 30 people for the program. So
Okay. And it's only available on the Legends Pinball 4K. So not the ALU that just came
no,
out,
just the 4K
just the
pinballs.
4KP
But you
pinball.
can get a pinball the way you want it. Like if you want one with SSF kit, you can finance one with the SSF kit.
Hmm.
You know, if
And
you
you can get the Black Friday, Cyber Monday pricing,
and
which they're
you can
doing right
even
now.
use the coupon. You can use the $50 off link
That's
and get
another thing I
50
wanted
more
to
dollars
mention
off.
is yeah, we have these referral links. I'm seeing those
Mhm.
go out like crazy right now, where
Yeah,
we're seeing tons of people posting these referral links in the
yeah, and they're
community.
going to increase it. I mean, basically, think about it this way, Biggie. It gives them a way to track,
Hmm.
like who was the YouTuber people watched and they bought
Hmm.
this pinball from. Like I mean.
Yeah.
I've got double digits already on the pinballs that I've sold for at
Oh,
games, double
nice.
digits. So, um, they can track at least. They could see, well, Papa Brad, people that watch his stuff, they
He's
get
sold like 12 or 13 of these already.
yeah. I mean, they can see it's more than that. But I'm just gonna tell you that it gives them a way to kind of track like which
Hmm.
YouTubers are people tuning into, and in At Games loves me. I play the products. I love it. I compete in the leaderboards. I run tournaments. I
Hmm.
have, yeah. Not only do I compete in their tournaments, I run the call. I work with the Calling All Ballers group,
Yeah.
and like people accuse me. They're like, "Oh, Papa Brad gets new views." Well, that show that I do, Calling All Ballers, is for the 20 or 30 people that are playing in the tournament. It's
Yeah.
just so they can see their scores, and they don't understand like that's really just a community service I'm doing, to help out Calling All Ballers.
So I'm glad Kevin brought this up because this is something I was going to say as well. Is I'm not only waiting because of like financially I want to be ready, but also I think the prices are going to go down. I had mentioned this on a stream in the chat one night. Kevin brought it up, but I think inflation is really high right now. And starting next year, I think inflation is going to start to go down. And as that goes down, I think the prices of products like this will naturally go down as well. And I would like to see, like, especially if I'm gonna pay outright for one, I'd like to see one for $9.99. I was hoping on the Black Friday
Like I said,
Cyber
that
Monday.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that is an unrealistic number.
You don't
The
think they can do the
9.99
premium
is an
starter for
unrealistic number.
$9.99 because they've already done it for $1,099. So we're only talking $100. That's all it is.
Yeah, but what you don't understand is that the cost of getting goods imported is going to go up by 10%. So,
Yeah,
like,
I don't think.
how are the costs going to go up 10% and the price going to go
I
down? I
think
mean, I don't know.
everything's going to go
I'm
down.
always for lower prices. Don't get me wrong, Biggie D. I mean, if they could sell it for 9.99, I would love it. But I mean, I just don't think that's a realistic number for them.
Yeah, I think
Um,
everything's
I
going
would
to go
love it
down.
because that is a
Gas is
magic
going to go
number, right?
down. Transportation, like to ship these is going to go down. And that's going to result in lower prices for us as the consumer. I definitely think they're going to get under 1,000 next year. And that's another reason why I want to wait is I just think it would be better for me
I'll
to
tell you
not pay
what.
the high
I'll tell you
price
what.
this
I would
year.
love it. I would love it. I would love it. And you're saying high price, but I don't see it as a high price at all. When you play it and you love it as much as I have, I mean, I think it's very affordable for what they have, and I
Yeah.
don't think it's a high price. But I can tell you, tariff prices are going up for things that are being imported, and this is an imported product.
Hmm.
So I would expect prices. And don't hate me, Biggie D.
Hmm.
Don't hate me, but I would expect the prices are actually going to go up, not down. Don't hate on me. I'm just telling you from the feedback I'm getting from, you know, this stuff is coming from overseas. Tariff prices are going up. I don't see the prices going down, but
Well,
I'm just
that's
telling you
what
what
PK has
this is
been
my
telling us.
insight. Yes.
This is what we're showing here is a Facebook post by PK, the CEO of the company. He started these posts in mid-October, where he's basically saying that the deals that we're seeing right now, which were during NOD, during Black Friday, the Cyber Monday, are going to be the lowest they're going to get, and that starting next year, the prices are going to go way up, supposedly. He's saying, we have it available at Kohl's right now, but there's other retailers that are in the mix that they're going to start carrying this as well. Some are even going to carry them in store, which will be nice. You can actually walk in and play a display unit. But he's saying the prices are going to range from 23 to 2500
Yeah.
because of logistics and their margins and just the cost of doing business. Do you do you think
I'm
this is
saying
all
this.
accurate that he or is he just
Why would you not just buy it from AtGames? You're buying it directly from the source. There's no middleman. Matter
yeah.
of fact, they do those machines where they ship them directly from China to you. There's actually no middle stop. Leaves
Mhm.
the factory and it comes to you. So I mean, like, I don't see how like getting it at a store will be cheaper than getting it from AtGames. But once again,
Well,
I could be
he has
wrong.
said that the
I
price
am a
is going to go
fan of low
drastically
prices. I'm
higher
always a fan of
once it
low
hits these
prices, but
stores. He's
prices at
predicting.
stores I predict will go up because they're probably only going to carry the premium model. And
Mhm.
if you know AtGames numbers, their machines that sell are the machines with the SSF kit, like not their basic machine with nothing included. Their most popular machine is a pinball with an SSF kit is their most
Mhm.
popular machine. So
But I
that
want you
puts them even in
guys.
a higher price range. Like you're hitting that 1,000, but that's not really what they're selling a lot of at AtGames. They're selling mostly SSF equipped pinball.
But I want you guys to
It's the
mark my
middle.
words, and
Mhm.
we'll come back to this topic, mid next year, and
Great topic. I hope you're right.
we'll see if PK was right. We'll
Mhm.
see if what you're saying is right. You
Mhm.
think it's going to just go up, and the prices are going to go up, or are they going to go down? My prediction is they go down. We see them for less than $1,000 for like the premium starter edition. That's what I'm seeing. And that's just because overall it has nothing to do with PK. It has nothing to do with AtGames as a company. Everything's going to go down. All your price on groceries, your price on gas, anything to ship something is going to go down. And naturally that's going to make all these prices lower. And it's not going to be anything to do with like what PK was discussing in these posts. And
What
that
if I don't think like things we import though are not going to go down. They're going to go up because I mean I think the policy is going to be anything we import they're going to tax more.
mhm,
And I mean it's good for the country. Don't get me wrong,
mhm.
but I mean for this product, this is a product that's not made in the United States, right?
Yeah,
So I
it's
mean
shipped over from China. You're
it
right on
is
that.
it is a export. Or what do
And
they call it? An
supposedly there
import
are
movable
these
good.
like tariffs that are going to be going into effect
So
as well,
I just
which
know that tariffs are at least 10% more. So
mhm.
like where's the company going to pull that from to make it even cheaper yet? I mean, I don't know. I always am a fan of low prices,
I
believe me,
think it's
but
going to force AtGames into carrying inventory in their warehouses in the U.S. rather than having so much shipped over from China, even directly to the
that's a
customer from
bad model
China.
though because think about it. Every time that Arcade One Up has tried that, they've failed because then they end up with closeouts.
But that's also when we had our lowest prices on
That
the
is
arcade
true.
one up. So like I got my
That
Killer
is true.
Instinct for 150 because it was in a warehouse here in the U.S. They had too many of them. That's when we start getting those killer prices. So I hope that happens. I hope they end up
Yeah.
getting forced into having to carry them in the U.S. in a warehouse here because that helps us as consumers in the U.S.
Yeah.
And
Well,
supposedly this is going to
lower
happen.
prices is a good end goal always. I mean, you
Yeah.
always want to get it for the best price you can.
And this is
I
something
agree with
all
that.
companies are going to be thinking of. This is something that all companies are going to be aware of and focused on is trying to get their products, their business back in the United States because they're going to be required to
But
with the way these tariffs are going to go early next year.
mhm.
Now, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, 11/29 through 12/2. So this goes on till tomorrow at 9. What is this? 6 p.m. Pacific tomorrow. So this will end at 9 p.m. Eastern
Yeah, and make sure
tomorrow.
you use those affiliate codes. That's $50 for nothing. I mean, basically, you just click on the link, you get $50 more off.
Hmm.
So use an affiliate code for the machine you're buying. I know a lot of YouTubers have the Sea of Thieves. I have all the pinball machines. So if you want one of these machines for the Cyber Monday deal, make sure you use an affiliate code and save yourself $50. And you know,
Yeah, I thought this was cool too. They're
that's
going to throw in
important.
an extra bonus. Now, of all the tables I saw at Pinball Expo, I thought the Snoopy Peanuts was the best looking one. The
Yeah, I
yellow
love
really
the way it
pops,
looks. It is. I
really
like the way
stands out. The
Galaga
topper on
guys
it
look
is it
really
looks
cool.
amazing.
I saw Galaga guy did a review on this pinball machine. It looks really good.
Yeah, I saw Galaga
This is
guys.
definitely a sharp looking machine.
Yeah, I saw Chaotix in the chat. He was at Pinball Expo with us.
Hmm.
So was Gamer Fridge, and I think we all were in agreement that the Snoopy Peanuts is just such a cool looking table.
It is a
The
cool
artwork
pinball.
is like so attractive. I remember seeing Multicade Matt. He was just like ready to almost get one.
Yeah, it's a standard, so it already has the topper on it. It already has advanced features enabled, so it's like that middle level already.
Yeah, Galaga guy, he ended up buying it. He liked it so much. And we all like the animated tables. We feel like the animated tables play really well on these Zen Pinball 4KPs. It just kind of fits the whole virtual pinball thing, having it be animated. When you're recreating like a real table, it's cool. But the animated, just for whatever reason, plays a little better for me.
Yeah.
And the Snoopy was really good to play it there. Also, they're
They're,
throwing
aren't they
in,
throwing in? They're throwing in
oh, yeah,
The Christmas Charlie Brown Christmas.
Charlie Brown Christmas, which is
I know
coming
it's like
out next
people are like
here this week, I
people are
think.
like such haters are like that's like a $5 table. It's like it's free. I mean, it's something for free. I agree. Is it $5? Yes. I think it's a goodwill gesture. Like they're just throwing it in. It should
They
be
should.
included,
They
right?
should throw it
I mean,
in.
I
Yeah.
feel it should be included.
Yeah.
But I mean, no one pointed a gun to their head and said they had to do this. They chose to do this, which shows that they're putting out goodwill.
Yeah.
You know, that's my
Chaotic says
opinion.
Snoopy is gorgeous in
They're showing
person.
goodwill to the community.
Shotgun Sean's here. He's saying be sure to use Rexer's affiliate code, not anyone else's. I don't think Rexer has an affiliate code. But
Papa Brown's got all the codes.
but yeah, I'm glad that they threw this in. Charlie Brown Christmas right in time for Christmas
And
too
here's
is
the
really
thing,
cool.
Biggie D, the codes are going to go out to everyone eventually. Okay.
Yeah.
We were the pilot, like me and T.
Mhm.
McCloskey. We were the pilot. You know, people are like, why? Why they choose Papa Brad? Your tears, elephant tears. Why they choose Papa Brad? Papa Brad has the most views on AtGames videos, period, on YouTube. Period.
Yeah. I've been impressed.
Papa
Like
Brad is on every leaderboard that AtGames has done for the past probably 3 or 4 years.
your channel has been blowing up.
Yeah.
I'm impressed at like your
You know,
success lately.
I am an AtGames news channel. I mean, that's one of my little subcategories that does well on my channel.
Mhm.
But I mean, they chose me for a reason. I mean, because they believe in me. I mean, and I'm not afraid to tell PK, these Gottlieb tables play like crap.
Mhm.
Don't release them yet. They need some work. And
Yeah.
and I'll tell him the straight deal. And I think he does respect that. They don't always listen because I still don't have my 100-person Flipper Friends leaderboards yet. They don't always listen, Biggie D. But I
Mhm.
always, anything that viewers say to me, I echo back to the top people at AtGames and I let them know this is what people want.
Mhm.
I'm hearing you. You want lower prices. Yeah, if they can deliver that, I want them to see it delivered,
So Thor KC says supporting the in-house financing option seems like a much better idea than borrowing more money to store inventory in warehouses to avoid clearancing prices. Now, as far as these tables, the Charlie Brown Christmas, I like that there's now 2 tables with this theme because what's good about having the theme is you have multiple tables that fit that theme. Now you get 2 with Snoopy, which is great.
Yeah. I
There's
do like
other
the Christmas
tables like
one
that
more.
too,
I
where
like the Christmas table a lot
Star
more.
Trek, you get 3 tables or 4 total tables. What are some others that you get? Jurassic Park, you get 3.
Well, with these, you also get all the you get like a whole group of tables because it's the middle level. You
Mhm.
get like you get the natural history pack, so you get Amazonia, you get Dinosaur Dynasty, so you get quite a bit of extra tables when you go to the middle level. This is
Mhm.
like the middle level of their pricing structure, right?
Oh yeah, that's
They have
another
the
good
starter. The
thing.
starter will just come with the one pinball table. Then
Yeah.
the standard comes with like a whole group of tables. You get a little bit of everything to start, and it does give you quite a few. I think it's like 15 or 16 tables you get.
Mhm.
You get some Zaccaria tables. You get some, but I mean,
Right out of the box.
the thing that this model has everything on, right? So like
Mhm.
down the road, if you want to get the VPX standalone or you want the OTG features, which I'm
Hmm.
be honest, a lot of people never use any of that stuff. It's just a waste for them to have, to have it, to pay for
Yeah.
it.
Now
But
you've been
they
playing
pinball that
this
enable
one, Star Trek South Park Pinball,
South Park. Oh yes, I
which is
love this
still
table.
Paramount. That's I'm
Mhm.
thinking Star Trek, but South Park. Now we don't have a theme for South Park yet. Do you think we'll get a South Park art?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
No, I
They've
would
already
love to
said they're
see
not
that.
releasing another theme table for quite a while. So, but I do agree it's probably worthy of it.
Hmm.
But just judging from the feedback of players, yeah, South Park was one of the earlier Zen tables. So
Hmm.
does a more challenging table. I think
Yeah.
some people they were surprised at the difficulty when the pinball pack. I already knew what it was. We'd already
Hmm.
we'd already played it in the arcade talk tournament.
Hmm.
So I'd already played this table for a full week learning how to play it. But it is a challenging table. There's a ton of modes. There's all the characters from South Park are in it, but it's an older Zen table. So then, to me, the newer Zen tables are the most fun. Besides the Williams and the ones that are based on real ones.
Yeah.
But this is
Again,
an
this
older
fits that
table, so
animated,
older table
pinball.
means time-based, time-based shots that you have to make.
Hmm.
Those are hard for people that are just starting. You got so many seconds to make that shot. So
Hmm.
this table rewards skill a little bit heavier, but it's great. I loved it. Like I mean, I had played the South Park pinball, like I said, in competition. We had played it for a full week,
Hmm.
so like I knew exactly what it was. And I think it's a good table, but it's a harder table for people that are just starting.
Now this comes with two total. You get Butters as well in the
Mhm.
same pack. Do
Which
you
is
like that one better, or do you like South Park?
I mean, I'm gonna buck the trend. I like South Park better, but Butters
Hmm.
is definitely easier.
I like
It's a
Butters
it's a
more.
lot easier, because it's easier to I also love the little mini pinball game in the Butters. When you get
Hmm.
the little pin it's like a
Yeah.
pinball game inside of a pinball game.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I mean, I like both of them, but I think the Butters, is a lot more approachable for people. South Park has so many modes and stuff. You really have to play it for a while even to get all the features that it offers with South Park.
I have this on my Switch, so I play quite a bit on there, and it's my favorite Zen table to play is the South Park
Awesome.
and the Butters. I just think it fits the Zen and what they're doing very well. I love the call outs, the voiceovers and all that. It's really fun to play.
Yeah, I like they got all the real voiceovers and the real voice actors and stuff
Hmm.
for the South Park.
Yeah.
Um, and it's great once you learn how to get, I don't know what they call it, but it's like the Christmas poo multi-ball or whatever.
Yeah.
Once you figure out how to get that going, like there's multi ways to get multi-balls. I mean, the
If you're a
South Park
fan
is
of
a
the
really
show
deep
too, you know
table.
what's
There's a
going
lot to
on.
it.
You know what they're talking about, what they're referring to on the table. It fits, when you really enjoy the show.
It really is themed to South Park, and
Hmm.
they really have so many characters in it that I think a lot of people their mind gets blown when they play the South Park.
Yeah.
It's a little bit overwhelming, but what isn't overwhelming is how great that Creature from the Black Lagoon and Monster Bash is. That first pack on this
Hmm.
list, this should be the first pack you buy because this is a fantastic recreation of a real world Williams pinball machine. To me, one of the best pinball pack values is the Universal Monsters pack, which
Yeah. So when
has
I had Chill and Chat 78, it was right before Monsters was going to come out. So I hadn't even been able to comment or even talk about this yet, but we've had a lot of tables come out since my last live stream. We had the Monsters, we had Thing, we had Chucky, Universal Pinball TV Classics, South Park, and now we're about to get the Charlie Brown Christmas. So of these, you're liking the Monsters the most, the
Oh, by
Creature from the
far,
Black
yeah,
Lagoon?
yeah. The Universal Monsters pack is probably my favorite pack as far as you get two of the best real world pinballs,
Hmm.
beautifully recreated. That would be my number one out of that group for sure.
Hmm.
You got other stuff like Adam's Family now. Adam's Family now plays beautiful. Biggie
Yeah.
D. It's like, I mean, I can't tell you the difference since Zen totally redid it. The
Hmm.
difference, I actually love that I have an Adams Family themed pinball, and I have a great, kind of home recreation of playing Adams Family.
Hmm.
They really did a great job when they rebuilt these tables from scratch. They had to totally rebuild them all the way from the ground up, and it shows. I mean, now they play right, and it's a good time to get into the 4K pinball, if you can, because now we have Zen is fully on in full effect, right?
Hmm.
The Zen the Zen that they have now is different from the Zen when it was launched.
Yeah.
We finally figured out the magic bullet to make the tables run perfectly smooth. And I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, they're not in 4K," but they don't have to be in 4K. I mean, I'm happy with the resolution they're running at. I think it's 1440p.
So right around Halloween, we got the Thing, which was their first Pinball M table, and then Chucky right before Halloween as well.
Chucky's
Those
great.
two are really great.
Yeah, the Chucky is really. I love the Chucky table. The Thing table is a more challenging table,
Hmm.
but let me put it this way: if you can play the Thing pinball, you can play any pinball table that Zen offers. It's one of the more challenging tables.
Hmm.
But the thing that's great about it is if you do play it and you commit the energy to get good at it,
Hmm.
all the other tables are easier because it forces you to have such good skill.
Yeah. See, I own all these on console except
Yeah,
for the
you're familiar with
Universal
them all.
TV Classics. I don't have that one. Do you like it? I saw
Oh,
your
I love that one. Yeah,
Xena
yeah,
and you're short on it, and it looked like you were playing that a
yeah.
lot.
I mean, really, all three tables are good. I mean, regardless if you like the theme or not, all three are good pinball tables. They're all very different. To me, the
Hmm.
Knight Rider is very story based. You basically
Hmm.
go through a story. It's like you're telling a story as you play the pinball.
Yeah.
The Battlestar Galactica, oh my God, with the
Oh, I heard the
SSF,
SSF kit sounds the
SSF
best.
kit will rattle stuff off your walls. If you turn it up loud enough, you'll have
Yeah.
stuff falling off your walls when you play it. And the
So
Xena, I'm
that kind of
surprised. The Xena
showcases the
I did not
SSF
like.
kit the
The
most
Xena
is
I
that
did
table.
not like when I bought it on Steam and played it OTG. I did not love Xena. I thought
Hmm.
it was okay, but I thought it had a lot of cheap drains.
Yeah.
And when they redid it for the 4KP, I feel like the shot accuracy is so much better that actually Xena became a table I really liked. So it went
Hmm.
from being a table I didn't like to being a table I like. And that's the thing that no one's talking about either. These are completely custom versions for the 4KP. This is
Yeah.
not a port. This is not a port from Steam. This is a 100% custom version because they even asked Mel Kirk from Zen about will the SSF kit be fully implemented like it is in the AtGames Pinball?
Hmm.
And he said what they do for AtGames is a custom build.
Yeah.
So the SSF implementation you're going to get when you buy a native table from
Hmm.
AtGames is going to be the best build that Zen has of that table.
And they started doing that at the end of August, early September. They had that partnership with Zen. They brought them in and they were like, we got to fix the flipper
Yeah, the people
lag.
from Magic
And then
Pixel
when
went and worked with them.
they were like, in order to fix the flipper lag, we have to rebuild these tables from
Everything.
scratch.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what they did. So it's a complete rebuild. So like, it's what they had to do. But now it plays right.
That's awesome. It's good to hear that they were able to achieve that. Everything's playing good now.
And you can
Because,
literally see in like I did the Adams Family video where I show like playing the Adams Family before and playing it after the build.
hmm
You look at the difference in my score
hmm
from playing, it's like night and day because the shot accuracy was so improved.
yeah.
The gameplay was so improved that it was like it's almost night and day. Like they
Yeah, we
had
were talking
it
about
had to be
PK.
done.
And
Perfect.
PK was talking about how the prices are going to go up on these. We're
Mhm.
looking at possibly 23 to 2,500 next year on these at the retailers. But I came across this deal, and I was finally the first time I think Kohl's has taken some money off their
Mhm.
$1,700 price. They now have it for $1,599. But you're also getting $480 Kohl's cash and 5% back in rewards. And the rewards is just their account, their Kohl's like rewards account. You don't have to have a credit card. But then if you get their credit card, I think you get like another $100 off. So you get a really good deal right now. You can pretty much pay like $1,000 for an Adams Family, and this is their standard premium standard, right?
Yeah,
Where it has the topper, it has all the advanced features, but it
that is
doesn't
the
have
standard,
the
not the starter.
SSF.
So yeah, it has the topper, it has the and the thing is too, like some people are like, oh, it doesn't have the artwork. I mean, that's like a $20 upgrade. Like, don't use the artwork on the control panel. You can
Oh,
buy
that's so
artwork from
cheap and
Buy
so
Stuff
easy to
Store.
do. Yeah.
It's like that is the easiest mod. So don't let that sway
That's
you
just a
too much.
sticker you're putting on there.
It's just a sticker. Yeah, it's nothing like I have a video showing to do it, but it's nothing to it. I mean, don't let that sway you. The only thing this one I don't think has this one does not have the SSF kit, but everything else it has. So
Yeah, and Carl said Battlestar Galactica has about the best SSF implementation. But Brothers in Arms is right up there as well. I've heard
Yeah,
that one's
a
good as
bunch a
well.
bunch of the tables have really good SSF. There's this
Okay.
table, Biggie D. There's this table called Amazonia. I swear it sounds like you're in a jungle. Like when you
Mm-hmm.
play the table, it literally sounds like you would not believe how real it sounds. It sounds like you're sitting in a jungle while you're playing it. It's so
Yeah.
cool. But they really did a great job, like with the SSF on a lot of the tables now. That's why I'm
Um,
saying, as a feature, that is the
mhm.
most worthwhile feature to get. Like above getting a topper, above getting the special features turned on, the advanced features, getting that SSF kit is the number one thing that you want to have
Mhm.
to really enhance the experience of having AtGames 4K pinball.
Yeah, so Kevin said free shipping. I'm glad he pointed that as well because that's $100. So you're actually getting a fantastic deal right now at Kohl's, and this ends tomorrow, I think. So you got to move quick if you're going to do it. And then the SSF kit, you can get $100 off it right now through AtGames. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it is in their Cyber Monday deals.
Yeah, so you can get that through them and be
And
set. Pretty much have
when you
everything.
do order a machine, you do get coupons. You get coupons for I think one of them is $100 off the SSF kit.
Hmm.
So you get some coupons that are emailed to you.
Yeah, so very good deal at Kohl's right now. I thought at least if I was in the market to spend, 2 grand, I would go this route. I would go through Kohl's. I'd be fine with Adam's Family. I saw it at Pinball Expo and I thought it looked good. It's got kind of a neutral theme with a lot of black on it. It kind of fits a lot of the tables, especially the Monsters Bash and the Creature from the Black
Oh yeah,
Lagoon.
it's the same thing. It's like
Yeah,
it's a
those
gothic
tables really
horror.
fit that Adams
Yeah.
Family theme, I feel like.
One other thing that people aren't talking a lot about, which I thought was great that AtGames decided to do too, was if you are coming from a HD pinball, like if you
Hmm.
had a HD pinball and you're upgrading,
Hmm.
they're giving you an opportunity to get, if you want to rebuy some of your packs for 50% off.
Oh, okay.
And so you use the same Legends ID, the same user ID you used on your old pinball machine on the 4KP when it arrives. And they're going to send you like a coupon or a code or something that's going to give you 50% off on any table packs you want to rebuy, except for Zen.
Hmm.
Everything is except for Zen, because I think Zen, they're like, no discounts. I mean, it's just the way Zen is with probably the deal they built up with AtGames. But that is
Yeah,
a goodwill
Kevin's saying
gesture
that
to me.
he goes to Kohl's to return his Amazon items. I do too. It's so convenient because I have a Kohl's just right up the street, like two exits up from me on the highway here, and I'll just go in there and drop them off. It's so convenient, and they'll like instantly send you your money back on Amazon as soon as you drop it off there. So I use Kohl's a lot for that, but the Kohl's Cash is great. Now Sam's is doing a deal right now for the Legends Ultimate. This is the one that they sent you for review.
Mm-hmm.
The new, they
Yeah,
call it
right
the
behind me,
CE HD.
right here. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, other than the game, there's some new games on
Oh,
it.
there's Final Fights on that mug right now.
Now, Final
And the
Fight's a
Final Fight is
stock
the
game.
no. Final Fight is also on this. Look at this. It's on my alpha.
Now, is it a stock game or did
I don't
that you
think
have
it
to add
is. I
that?
don't think it is. I don't think it
Okay.
is, Biggie D.
But
I don't
it does
think
not
it is.
come with that bit
Not come
LCD
with
or
that.
LED marquee,
Excuse me.
right? You have to buy that extra.
Hold
That
on a second. I got to put on a different hat. I got to put on a different hat. Yeah, there is a myth going around with this arcade. I want to say this:
Okay.
people are saying that you cannot play your own games on it. That you have to buy the special features. You
Uh-huh.
can play any UCE file without buying anything.
Okay.
That is a myth about this new.
So that's how you
new
got
mod.
Final Fight on there.
Yeah, it's from my CoinOps build.
Okay. Cool.
But
So you
I'm
can
not
still
running
add games to it
CoinOps.
just
You
like our
don't
old
need
one.
CoinOps to run the game. You just need the UCE
Hmm.
file on a USB stick.
Okay.
Literally put it on a USB stick, plug in, and you're off to the races. But it also comes with 300 included games, Biggie D. But
Yeah.
what
Now
I'm
you
saying
got
is they're acting like it's rocket science to play extra games on. It's not. There's nothing to it.
okay.
You
Now
plug in a
you
USB
added the
stick, put the game
marquee
on it.
yourself, right?
Yeah, that is extra.
Okay. How much is that?
I don't know exactly. I think like $350, but I think they have it on sale right now on the
We're about to look at that sale, so we can look
Yeah.
at those numbers. But it looks like the Legends Ultimate without the marquee right now.
Well,
Normally it's
here's the deal, Biggie D.
549.
I'm gonna tell you about why I got the bit LCD.
Uh huh.
Okay, I got this whole machine because I wanted to see what is the next generation of ALU going to be like. We
Mm-hmm.
don't know. We know they're working on an ALU that's going to come out sometime in the future. They showed us a purple Killer Instinct. But one thing we do know is it's going to come with the bit LCD standard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that I know is it's going to come with this operating system that is sitting on this machine behind me.
Yeah,
So
which is the new menu
if it works
system,
on
and
this machine, which is the same operating system the pinball machine uses, this is more like what the new ALU 4K when it comes out is going to be like. So ultimately, I really wanted this machine to get a glimpse of the future. Okay. Now, this is still the same chip that the original ALU had. You have an ALU, don't you, Biggie D?
yeah, I have
It's
the
sitting in the background,
ALU
but I think you have one,
1.2,
right?
I think it is.
Yeah. So you have the one with the pinball buttons.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of an emulation beast, There's a lot you can do with it. If you want to experience the new operating system, this has it on it.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard from people that are modders, you can put it back to the older operating system. If you want to run things that ran on the older system, you can do that.
It's got
But
some cosmetic differences as well, right?
yeah,
Different artwork on the
it's
side
got
panels.
the control panel is all solid black. It's beautiful. Look at the bezel. There's no junk on the bezel. Like when you play this in the room, you turn off the lights. It's like you in the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got I got the marquee system, but it's all black.
Yeah, and that makes me
And even flip
just,
the front panel around and look. They made it all black. So
and
you
that
can
kind of
have it be
confused me a
100%
little bit
black.
because the image on here has the old artwork in the
That is the
Sam's.
old artwork. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not the new machine. That's not the CE. That's
yeah,
the
this,
that's the one that you have, probably the
yeah.
2.1, right?
So I don't know, is this one at Sam's the old machine or is it the new one? Because the image is the old one.
I don't know. I think they're running the new one right now. It's probably the new one because in that picture is the new one because you can see the bezel's black. It might have just
Yeah.
been old artwork they had. Look at
Okay,
that.
so
That
that,
picture is the new one. That's the CE because it has the black bezel, the
and it
black
has
control
Pong on
panel.
it,
Yeah,
and it has crystal castles on
probably
the
just the
kick plate.
artwork is wrong.
But then when you go into the magazine, it's got the old one.
I think the CE is the new model, though. If you're getting it from Sam's, I think that's probably the one you're going to get most likely.
Yeah.
Um,
You won't get Super Star Wars with the
yeah,
new
they
one.
don't do them all year long. They do them like over Christmas, right? Last Christmas they had them, I think, too. But they don't like you can't go in like in the middle of the year. I couldn't go in my local Sam's and find an ALU, but during Christmas time they get some, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's at least with my experience with my local Sam's.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was shocked when I saw some AtGames stuff at Sam's, right? But then the
Mm-hmm.
rest of the year, when I went back to Sam's, that AtGames stuff was long gone, right? They just kind of
Yeah.
had it for Christmas, I think, as an item. But
Yeah.
you
So
can
let's,
still order it online. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying in store.
right. Let's take a look here at these Cyber Monday deals. These are going to be going till tomorrow. And we'll just kind of run through some of these here. A lot of them are going to be the pinball packs, but we can actually see the exact pricing of everything in this video.
It's 20% off, I think, huh?
Yeah, I think you're right on pinball packs.
It's better than 15%.
Yeah, here they are. So you got the Legends Pinball HD for $750. They're still selling those. You got the Micro HD for $400. The Ultimate Mini HD for $399. Legends Gamer Pro for $220. There's the Legends Bit LCD. It's $320. ArcadeNet HD Standard $16. What's these others? So 6 months of ArcadeNet Standard prepaid $72. Let's see if we can get the rest of it up there. ArcadeNet Standard plan prepaid 12 months $120. Do you have ArcadeNet, but you have it for the 4K, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure on the ArcadeNet. I would yeah, those are the HD packs right there. You got like the 20% off on everything. Anything you want to get.
$20 for all these.
Yeah, so 20% off.
And then they
The
have
Activision pack is really nice. If you like Atari stuff, that's a really great pack.
yeah. Now, is there a Natural History Pack 3 that's coming?
It's coming, yeah. I don't know when it's going to release, but it's in the works.
Okay. Is the pack 2 pretty
Here's the
good?
deal, Biggie D. Biggie D. I mean, I'm not sure how AtGames feels about it, but I know how I feel about it. Like, don't release it till it's ready. You
Yeah.
know, don't put out anything half baked. Arcade One Up. One of the things that they did that used to drive me nuts. It seemed like they would release stuff before it was fully baked.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying once that bell is rung and that product is out in the wild, those first reviews go out and that bell is rung. That's what it is.
Now, I saw
So
you playing some of these
take the
pinball,
time,
the HD packs
get it
on
right
your
before you release.
ALU. How do they play on there with the pinball buttons?
They're all right. I mean, believe me, it's not the same as playing it on the 4KP, but I mean, you could play pinball. It's just another option, but it's not the same as playing it on even an HD pinball. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, on the HD pinball and the 4K pinball, you're going to get a better pinball experience, but you can play the tables on the ALU.
I may pick up one of these just so I can have some pinball tables on mine,
Mm,
because it'd be nice just to turn it on and be able to play pinball, not have to hook up a PC to it and all that.
yeah, yeah.
I might get, which one should I get if I get one of these?
I like the Dr. Seuss, the pack with the Grinch That Stole Christmas. That would be
Okay.
one I would probably recommend, especially with Christmas coming up. That is a really fun table. Like, that's definitely one of my S tier tables from AtGames.
Mm-hmm.
The Grinch That Stole Christmas is one of the best pinball tables that they've ever made for
Okay. So
AtGames.
if I'm going to spend $20 and get one, that's the one to go with, you'd say.
I like that one a lot. I mean, I like I would say another good one would be probably probably Natural History 2. I liked a lot too. I like that one a lot. That's a good
Okay.
pack.
I may pick one up tonight or tomorrow then, just so I can at least say I have one pinball pack on mine. Now, here's your prices on the pinball tables. If you want exact pricing for each one, $12.50. It looks like for the premium starter
You get
uh,
$50 off of any of these. Just use a
with
coupon
your
on my.
referral link.
Yeah,
Yep.
you can take $50 right off the top.
And then you've got that premium starter with SSF kit for $1,700 for Jurassic Park. And let's see what else we got. $14.49 for the
Mhm,
standard. That's the one that's at Kohl's right now.
mhm.
A little bit less than what you're paying at Kohl's, but of course you're getting all that Kohl's cash and rewards there. So
Yeah,
I think that's the better deal. Snoopy,
yeah.
$14.49.
That Adams Family is the same one I do all my videos on.
Mm-hmm.
The deluxe one that's there. That's every video on my channel. That's what I film it on.
Yep.
Because I have that model with the SSF kit, and that's what the deluxe Adams Family is. So that's the exact pinball machine. Like, if you watch all my shorts and stuff, that's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
filming it on.
Now I put Star Trek on the thumbnail. They don't have that in a premium starter. They've just got the standard in the
Yeah,
deluxe CEP. Attack from Mars you can get in the premium starter. And here's your new Sea of Thieves here. You're saying this is the
that's
best
the
deal with the
cheapest. That's the
SSF?
cheapest one with the SSF kit. If you look, it comes out to be cheaper.
Yeah, $1,500 with your
1,500
referral.
bucks with SSF kit, which is the least expensive model with SSF kit.
Okay. And then they're still selling the Dinosaur Dynasty. I guess those will continue, or are they going to keep making those?
I think it it's part of their deal with Magic Pixel. So I mean, I don't see them dropping out of their line, but I do like the deal on the SSF kit. They got $100 off. That's a pretty sweet deal if you don't have the SSF kit and you want to upgrade,
Mm-hmm.
because the
So,
SSF kit is the best upgrade you can make to the pinball, the 4K.
so Thor KC was saying, get the HD arcade net because you get 100 plus Zakaria tables. Get the 12-month subscription right now. He's saying that's a good deal.
Yeah, yeah, it is good. Like, if you want to get a bunch of tables right off the get go,
Uh huh.
you get everything except for the Zen tables, and I think maybe Dr. Seuss is not included, but does include the natural history packs.
So for 120 bucks, I can get pretty much hundreds of pinball tables for the
You get them
year.
all, yeah, except for Zen tables, and I think
Yeah, that'll
maybe
be.
Taito, maybe Taito and Dr. Seuss. I'm not sure, but I know the Zakaria tables. There's like so many of them, you know.
Hmm.
I mean, it's a
Yeah, and
ton of
here's your
pinball tables.
Zakaria packs right
Yeah,
here. Uh,
there's 199 tables on the pinball machine, Biggie D. If you have all the native tables, which I do, there's 199 tables.
yeah,
Yeah.
and those are 28 right now if you just want each individual pack to own. That's your
I mean,
Black
you know,
Friday, Cyber Monday sale.
Carlo kind of sold me on it though, Biggie D. It's like on one hand, like the pinball net is good because you get
Mm-hmm.
all the tables at once, but you really don't own them because after a year you have to rebuy pinball net.
Mm-hmm.
But Carlo kind of twisted my arm and said, just buy them because you're going to want to play them. So I just ended up buying the packs.
Mm-hmm.
I bought all the Zaccaria tables.
Yeah, so I wanted to get in next to this MetaQuest because just so happened I had streamed last weekend, and then I had what was it, Tuesday night, or maybe it was Monday night. I can't remember, either Monday or Tuesday night. I was on Slick Deals and I was checking the deals on there, and they were doing 30% off all the MetaQuest headsets. But it was like a deal that they accidentally posted, and it wasn't supposed to be like real, like they just accidentally did it. But they said in Slick Deals in the comments, they said go to Target and get the manager to do a price adjustment and they'll honor it. Well, I was able to get the manager at my Target to honor the 256 gigabyte model MetaQuest 3S. Now you have the MetaQuest 3, which is the better one. And you've had it for some time now, right?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I'll be honest with you, Biggie D. For me, this is just the way I play. Once I discovered walkabout golf,
Mm-hmm.
like that's mainly what I do in virtual reality. There's so much you can do in virtual reality,
Oh yeah.
but I love the mini golfing so much that like that is my passion for the in VR. Yeah, I played the Resident Evil 4, and that
Mm-hmm.
was pretty crazy because like everywhere you look, like you're in the game, right?
Yeah.
That was a game I had played on the PS4, I think, and
Mm-hmm.
so I already had played the game through once. So it's kind of cool to play it in VR, but still, to me, I mean, I just like the mini golf. For me, that's the killer app for me personally.
Yeah. So
The
I
walkabout
saw the deal for $299 with free Batman Arkham Shadow
that game's supposed
and
to be
a
great too.
$75 Target gift card. And I thought
Wow,
that was a really good deal. But when I saw the 30% off, I was like, man, I got to do this because it brought the 256 gigabyte model, which is the 3S that they're advertising here for $299 is 128 gigabyte. Which is really kind of low on the memory side of things. Like you're probably not going to be able to hold that many games on it. You'll probably run out of space and you'll have to uninstall games in order to make room for others. But then I saw 30% off across the board on all of them. I ran up there and I got the 256. I paid 280 out the door for mine. I didn't get the Target
that's a
gift
good
card,
deal. Wow,
but I paid 280 and I've got the Batman Arkham game for free. And man, I'll tell you, I put this thing on my head on Tuesday night and I jumped right into Batman Arkham Shadow and it blew my mind. I was like looking at my hand, I was looking at my arm and I'm Batman and I'm
it
like,
is
what
cool.
the hell is going on right now? I'm like, I just got transported out of reality into this game and I've never done that before. And there's no way to really get across in words how it feels the
You
first
can't
time.
explain it because like when you show someone it just looks like a screen, but it's like everywhere you look, it's the immersiveness of it that
Yeah.
does not come across. Like until you put those goggles on and you have
Yeah.
that VR headset on and everywhere you look and like even the sound, it sounds like it's around you a little bit. There's a little bit of surround sound in that headset, I swear.
Yeah.
It's like it's very immersive. Like you can't explain the immersion that you get from VR until you actually experience VR. That's the hardest thing about VR to me.
Yeah. So that's what it is. Like you will not know what we're talking about until you buy one or you have a friend that loans you one and you actually put it on your head and you play it for the first time. There's no way anyone's going to convince you or tell you how it is. You just have to figure it out and experience it for yourself. And I was I was a very hard sell. I remember about this time last year, I saw Brooklyn and you guys getting these headsets. And then
Yeah.
I heard you guys talking about VR sickness and all that. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait. I don't need one of these right now. And I definitely don't want to be getting sick wearing one of these things.
Yeah.
So I decided not to do it. But then when I started seeing the deals this Black Friday, I saw it on front of the Target ad. I saw it on front of the Best Buy ad. I was like, man, these things are becoming mainstream now. And then I saw that deal, and I'm a sucker for deals. You know that.
Oh yeah. Well,
I was like, I got to do it. And man, I did not
get us
regret
some
it.
good deals, Biggie D. Post some good deals because I
Yeah.
like when you post some good deals.
But I'll tell you, I did not regret it one bit. And
No, I don't regret buying a VR headset either. I think it's great. I mean, it's like you can't explain it till you have one, but you know, it's a whole different experience. You're in the game.
yeah.
And like playing the golf, it's like you're actually almost feel like you're talking to the person. Now, I might have the head of a skull,
Uh-huh.
but like my voice, the way it looks when I'm talking, the way people move, I think so much of people's mannerisms come out like in a social game like that.
Hmm.
VR is incredible. I mean, it's definitely the future as far as gaming. I
Yeah.
think VR is just going to grow more and more, especially as it gets better and better.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with the Batman. I mean, you literally become Batman when you play that game, which is really cool. And then this is like a mystery game, like you're like solving puzzles and you're in this haunted house.
Is that the seventh guest?
The Seventh Guest,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a really cool
It
game.
reminds me a lot of the haunted house ride
Oh,
at Disney
Brooklyn's doing
World.
that. Yeah.
And it's so
Like a
cool.
bunch
You
of
got,
puzzles and stuff.
yeah, you got that flashlight and you point it on the pictures and the pictures look real and they change when you put the flashlight on it, just like the ride at Disney World.
Yeah, the first time you go to grab something and it's not actually there, like there's a rail or something, and you reach your hand out to grab it,
Uh-huh.
and it's so immersive that like you know you'll get it'll send a chill through. Like for me, that's the first time I had a chill when I was playing the game. I was like, I just reached for something that doesn't actually exist,
Yeah.
but I'm so immersed in this that I felt like there was a rail there for me to grab.
Now, this mini golf, guys, if any of you guys are on the
It is a
fence
killer
about
app.
getting one, this is probably the
So
best
much
part
fun.
about getting one is the mini golf. We get groups of like 8 people together and we'll play a whole course together.
So good.
And it's like we're together. Like we're on the same course. We're all hanging out. We're just talking like we would be if we were in person. It's like
Yeah.
we all get together, but we're in VR.
I went to a seminar hosted by one of the designers of Walkabout Mini Golf when I was at Southern Fried Gaming,
Uh-huh.
and one of the things that they said was like there are people that have business meetings in Walkabout Golf because it's so immersive.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Because it's like you feel like you're there with the person. Like
if you
that's how good they did the feeling of like actually being there with a person in the game.
Yeah, if you have like a family member or something that lives on the
Like
other
they're
side
there
of the
with you.
country,
Yeah.
you can buy them one of these headsets and you can get Walkabout Golf and you guys can like literally probably have a better experience
Talking on the phone.
than talking on the phone or
Honestly.
doing a video call, just playing this game together because it's like you're with each other. And it's like a community activity. It's like every Tuesday night, I'm going to watch Rascal's Basement Arcade now, and I'm going to look forward to us getting together to play mini golf together
It's
that
fun.
night. And we did this again. What was it, last night or the night before? We got, 4 or 5 of us together to play
Yeah, it's
and
fun.
had a really good time that night, too. And there's so many different courses, too, a
So
bunch of
many
downloadable ones. And these downloadable ones are really fun. Like we did the Eiffel Tower a
And
couple
I
of
like
nights ago.
that they weren't greedy either. It's like if one person owns the course, everyone can play the course.
Yeah.
Like not everyone has to own every course to play it. Like
Yeah. Like if one
owns
person
the whole
buys
group
it,
can play it.
everyone can play it that's in the party. So that's
And
cool.
basically, you can unlock stuff if you buy the course, but
Mhm.
you don't have to necessarily to enjoy the game.
Now, Brooklyn and I, you'll have to play this with us, Papa Brad.
This
Brooklyn
looks
and I
awesome.
played
This bowling.
premium bowling the other night. We did
looks
like
pretty
3
cool.
rounds, just him and I. And we had a really good time. We,
I heard you can even watch YouTube while you're on the TV. You can put YouTube.
yeah, you can
That's
put
true.
YouTube. There's like a TV that pops up and you can put
That's
YouTube on
crazy.
it. And like, if you like watching YouTube, well, hang out with your YouTube friend and bowl while you're doing it.
That
you
is
can,
pretty cool.
yeah. And it's competitive too. It's like you're really bowling. Like you have to really do what you would do when you're, to like a real bowling match in order to be competitive because it picks up every little thing you do.
Yeah,
Every
and
little
I love
movement you
the
do.
competition aspect of it too. Like, even if I'm last, it's the fun of playing with other people and competing.
Mhm.
And then seeing people like friends of yours that are really good.
Yeah.
When your friend, when someone makes that hole in one or whatever, it's just a great experience, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it's like it's a I think that's one of the beautiful things about VR.
And
You
what's
know,
cool about the bowling is you can actually make a lane in your home, like make enough room in your home to where you literally walk and you run up to the
yeah, if
lane
you
to
got the
bowl.
space, you
Yeah,
can
just like
really
you would. If you have
see.
enough space in your room that you're doing VR, you can make a lane where you're literally doing what you would do in a real bowling alley, but you're doing it in your home. And it brings a lot of vibes back from when you were playing Wii bowling too with that, but it's in VR. Awesome game. And this is the Star Wars. I know you're a big Star Wars fan. You
Oh,
said
I'm
you
sure
haven't
I would
played
love
this
that. I
yet.
haven't played that yet, but I'm sure it's good.
This game's been out a long time in VR, but it's really fun. Um, I'm like very early into the game. I've just got a blaster and I'm shooting the enemies. But supposedly later in the game, you get a lightsaber, you meet Yoda, and a really cool Star Wars game. This guy's really cool. He's like a bartender. You go
Oh,
sit
look
at
at
the
him.
bar and he like makes you drinks. And it's just so interactive. If you're a Star Wars fan, you'll love this game. But cannot recommend these enough. These headsets, they're just so much fun.
Yeah, it is cool. Like you can't explain. Like when you look at this, just like a video. But what you got to understand is anywhere you look, the camera is going to go wherever you're looking. So
hmm
it feels like you're in this environment more,
Yeah.
and it doesn't really come across when you show it on a screen.
Now there is a game coming out on VR here very soon. It's coming
Alien.
out in February. I know you're a big Alien
I'm a
fan.
huge Alien fan. Yeah,
It's
I'll
called
probably pick this one
Alien
up.
Rogue Incursion. I'm gonna definitely have to get this, but I've got a trailer loaded up for you guys. So if you guys want to
Awesome. Let's
check
check
this
it
out,
out.
let's watch it. This was supposed to come out in December, but it got delayed till February because they're still working on it.
There's no easy way to say this. I found exactly what I was looking for on Perdan. Full-blown infestation. Everyone is dead. And soon, that number is gonna include me. I got careless and infected. It's in your hands now. I want you to know that I never gave up. Never stopped fighting. Even after those things, not once did I bow my head. By the time you hear this, I will have carved my name on the surface of this planet with a smoking crater. Zula Hendricks, signing off.
Yeah, so that's gonna be good, and this is gonna be like their next AAA title. Oh, he left for a moment. But yeah, so guys, if you want to check Alien Incursion out, it's coming out here in just a couple of months. But there's like some AAA games right now. There's like the Batman game that comes with the headset. That's definitely AAA. There is a few others that I want to tell you guys about as well. A lot of them are indie games, but they've got like a select few that that would be like what you would play on your console. This Alien's going to be one. The Batman. There is an NFL Pro Era 2025. So like they got an NFL game. They got this one called Beat Saber, which is huge. People playing tons of that. Metro Awakening. Asgard's Wrath, which is like an RPG game. And these are like, $40, $50, $60 games that are long, that, will take you sometimes 40, 50 hours to beat. Full games. And just it's such a cool device. And it used to be that VR was new and there just wasn't a lot of games for it, or people were thinking it's not going to last. People aren't going to buy enough of these for them to make quality games. But it's turning the corner finally with VR, where now they're making really quality games. And just really looking forward to what's to come next year on this. But what did you think of Alien? You're definitely getting that one, aren't you?
Oh, that looks phenomenal. It looks so good.
You're a big Alien fan,
I'm a massive Alien fan.
so you're looking forward to that one.
That looks incredible. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Yeah. So let's take a look here at some other slides I had made for tonight for VR.
Yeah, Asgard's Wrath is a really big game too. Like you mentioned that one. That
Mhm.
is just a gigantic RPG game that is
Yeah.
on VR. That was a huge accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
That came actually as a pack-in game with my headset that I got,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really cool. Like I said, you can't do everything, Biggie D. I mean, I played a little bit of it. It was very cool.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, like it's a full-fledged game. You're gonna have to invest some time to get through it.
Yeah. So the first
These are
VR
full-length games. They're
Batman.
not short, like little mini games. It's like a full-length game.
So the first VR Batman came out for PSVR a few years ago, and it was like a 45-minute game. You could literally beat it in less than an hour.
Yeah,
This new one,
these are
it's
different.
going to
These are
take you about
different
30
animal.
to 40 hours to beat
Yeah,
it.
the
I'm
full-length.
probably 5 hours in, and I'm only about 5% complete of the game so far. It is a full like Arkham Batman game. It's incredible. This is the 3S. It's $299 right
Is
now.
this like you said? You said Arkham like that. Man, my ears just perked up because I love that series. I actually played all the Arkham games all the way through.
Oh, have
All the
you?
Arkham Batman games.
Yeah, you'll have to get
It's
this
like
one.
the Arkham games. I love those. I
Yeah,
probably love this.
and like when you're fighting the enemies, you're literally punching them, and you have to do controlled punches.
Kind of like a workout.
Yeah, and combos and stuff to beat them.
Wow.
And he doesn't use a gun, but they use guns, so you have to do stealth and all that too. And so this is the 3S. This is the model I got. It's $299 right now at Target. Also, they did $100 gift card today for Target. Also, Amazon followed suit. They're doing $100 gift card at Amazon. So you literally can get this thing for $200 right now with Arkham. So it's like $150 for the headset, which some people pay that for like a deluxe edition game.
Yeah,
you
you're
know,
you're getting the game too. I mean, the game.
Yeah.
You're getting a good game to
and
start.
and this has 8 gigabytes of RAM in the headset. It's got like a Snapdragon processor. It's quality hardware, and it's so cheap right now. I can't believe it. They're just wanting everybody to buy them. You know, that's why they're so inexpensive right now.
Yeah.
And they're really starting to hit mainstream now. But I like how it's wireless. You know, the PSVR 2, you got a wire, so you got to be conscious of that and make sure you don't trip over it. The cool thing about the MetaQuest is you can move around your room
Yeah, it's
and
all
you're free
self-contained.
to do all that.
No wires.
Yeah,
No
it's
wire.
great. This is the one you have. This is the 3.
Yeah.
The 3 has a little better lens. It's got like a higher
Yeah,
quality lens.
Yeah.
And but other than that, all the hardware inside, like the processor and all that's the same between each headset. This also gives you 512 gigabytes of memory, so you can store like double or triple the amount of games that you can the other two models. This is that Arkham game though, ton of fun. You're flying around, you're perched up on stuff, you're meeting Commissioner Gordon, you're doing detective work. You know, it's so cool. Like you look at your arms and you've got Batman arms and you've got
If
your
you look at your
smoke.
wrist and you got your hands are because you have them in your hands are in the game.
Yeah.
It's the craziest thing. Like that was one of the things that really surprised me at first too. It's like
You look down at your
hands,
chest and you've got the Batman symbol on your chest, and
Very
you can
cool.
pull the Batman symbol out of your chest, and that's
boomerang. Can you throw
yeah,
it back?
boomerang. And you've got a smoke grenade in your gauntlet, and it's so crazy. And you can turn on your like night vision and stuff for
That's so
like,
cool.
and all these updates just came out too yesterday or the day before, and then they've got more updates coming in January. So they're just going to continue improving this
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, when you said this is like the Arkham series Batman games are some of my favorite video games ever made. Like I bought every one of them. I finished all of them. I mean, I played those for a ton. Like as far as console gaming, that was definitely one of my games that I loved. That whole series.
Now I've liked the Quest, the MetaQuest 3S so much that I've been having FOMO to get one of these PSVR 2s now. I've just been shopping them and like ready to hit the buy button and like the complete order button so many times in the last couple of days, but I've held myself off and told myself, you know what, I'll get one of these later. Really should save my money. I don't need to be impulse buying this stuff, even though I know I'll use it. I'll really enjoy it.
I remember I watched Brooklyn Menace doing that Horizon game. I had a little bit of FOMO. He was like climbing cliffs and stuff. And it looks, I can only imagine how immersive that must be with the VR on.
But it's
like rock climbing and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he was fighting this giant bird monster thing. It was incredible. It was so
but it's
cool.
like, if I buy this, it's like, where does it end? Because next I'm going to get Gran Turismo, and then I'm going to want a steering wheel, and then I'm going to want, a seat. And then it's like, when does it end? It's like, I got to limit myself at periods. I can't buy too much at one time.
Like, I have so many things I love. It's like, I can only do so much VR because, like, I want to play pinball. I want to play arcade games,
Yeah.
But I'm glad I have it as an option now because it is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
From what I understand, this VR 2 is like a really high definition. If you have that PS5 console, if you have that super expensive top of the line console, this connects with that, right?
That,
so
and you can hook it up to your PC as well. You could use it as a standalone
PS5
headset with your PC as well.
The processor for the game, right? The PS5.
Yeah. Mike Cockert says he paid full price for his, and it was worth it at that price. It's only $350 right now, and I'm so tempted to get one, but I really need to wait. Maybe this time next year I'll get it. I'm just going to enjoy the Meta Quest, but I do have a ton of FOMO for it right now. I'd love to get it, especially because I have Resident Evil 4 Remake and I have Resident Evil Village already on PS5. And those games come for free on VR if you own the game.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and like Science Spirit says, it never ends. It's like you got to stop yourself at some point and say, take a little break, enjoy what you have, and then buy it later. That's what I have
to do for sure because like there's so much stuff that's cool that's out now. It's like, I'm sure this is awesome, though.
Yeah, Thor says the PSVR 2 is not as good of a platform overall as the Quest 3, but it does extremely well. The combo of Horizon for $350 is totally worthwhile for Gran Turismo. So, yeah, very cool stuff. I love this VR. It's something I'm going to be talking a lot about, I think, coming up. A lot of videos, a lot of content on this channel about VR because I'm just loving it. And I'm noticing like all the other VR channels now, and I'm watching them. So I'm like learning more and more about it. So let's talk a little bit about New Wave Toys to kind of wrap up the show, because I'm still a huge fan of New Wave Toys, and I haven't got a chance to talk about them in a while because I haven't been on stream. But I still really appreciate, like my Zoltar, my
for sure. They make some cool stuff.
My little arcades, my Ghost and Goblins, my I've got the Berserk and Frenzy cabinet.
I wish it would have jumped on Berserk. I like the Berserk cabinet. That is a really cool one.
The Frenzy's awesome. I love the look of these things.
I like the Replicate arcade cabinets. I think they do such a good job.
Yeah, and they've got Crystal Castles coming still. They've got the Golden Tee coming, and they're going to have Glenn's deck with those as well. So you'll have like more like arcade quality controls coming for those. But they're doing a Black Friday sale right now, and this ends on Tuesday. So you still have a couple more days. You have till the 3rd to get some of these deals, but they're getting more of the Zoltar Speaks in. Did you watch Rexer's video this week on the Zoltar?
No, I think I might have.
The one with the Trump. The Trump.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I did see that. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a good video.
Yeah, the Showgirls.
Yeah, I thought he did a really good job on that video.
He did a really good job on that video. That's a great video.
I don't know if he'll ever get the views that video deserves.
The thing with the New Wave Toys, I mean, just the stuff they make is so cool, I mean, they're so hip. I mean, the stuff they make, I mean, I just dig it. I mean, I think they have a good sense of like where they want to go. Mm-hmm. They're doing, the arcade replicas, but they're also doing this thing where they're like, you make your diorama, right?
Mm-hmm.
You make your little tiny arcade world or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that's so cool. I mean, I think New Wave Toys definitely, I can understand why people are huge fans of this company.
Yeah. So right now, you can get the Zoltar Speaks for $109.99. That's the sell price. So you're getting quite a bit of money off of it right now. Also, I picked up one of these. I mean, if you've already got a Zoltar Speaks, you definitely want to get some extra tickets. I got these. They're only $10 right now. They're normally, I think, 15. And the shipping is super cheap on this too. It's just media mail, like $3 or $4 for shipping.
That's good.
So I picked up an extra roll of these. And then they've also got the charging units, the change machine for
Like that
60.
change machine is cool.
Yeah, the change machine's really cool because if you have a bunch of these, you can charge them all on just one unit rather than having to plug them all in individually.
Yeah, that was neat.
And it looks cool having the change machine. It fits the arcade.
It does fit the arcade.
But I thought this was funny this week. They had sent this email out about this new promotion they're doing, the Arcade Atmosphere Time-Out series, which is going to be like action figures and just like props and stuff for your arcade, which is cool because I know a lot of the people that collect these, they're building out their like miniature arcade and they're buying a lot of this stuff
Those,
on
like
their
Hot
own.
Toys action figures and stuff.
Yeah.
Those really expensive, like detailed action figures.
Uh-huh.
So it
So
looks
New
like
Wave
it's
Toys
in
is
the
like, we're
arcade.
going to get into this. We're going to make our own now going forward. So I thought they did a really cool job and looks good, I thought, with their first action figure that they're bringing out.
What's his name? Ricky?
Ricky, I think is what his name is. And I thought he
That's cool.
did really cool, but they need to make a Shiloh, like a miniature Shiloh.
I know, it would be cool.
Or maybe do like some miniature, YouTubers. Like we can have,
They got the signs like in the arcade.
yeah, like people within the community, make some miniature
Yeah.
action figures of those
Make a
people.
miniature PD7.
Yeah, right. Put him in your little
He's walking
arcade.
and talking in the Time-Out Arcade. That would be pretty awesome.
But yeah, they got these little props. This is the 13-piece set that's coming, which all looks like 70s. Thanks for visiting, trash can, house rules, no smoking. I thought that was kind of cool for this little 13-piece set.
Cool.
Then they got a 47-piece set, which comes with light-up signs, backdrops, everything with the action figure, 4 magnetic AC outlets, little fake outlets.
So you could actually make a full-on diorama. Of
with just
like an 80s arcade with
like
all the
parts
with all
and
the New
pieces
Wave
that
Toys stuff
New
in
Wave
it.
Toys is selling. Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
rather than having to go find this stuff yourself, you can just get it
Yeah.
straight from New Wave Toys. They've got the 8-piece set now with the replica mall entrance panel. And then they've got the brick walls are cool. I know that they use this in their photos, this brick wall, and you can actually get your own now from them with
I like
frame
the palm
windows.
trees with the sun. That's very New Wave Toys, right? And then
Yeah.
like the logo.
That's their signature look right there.
That's pretty cool.
So all this is coming. Plus, they've got the Black Friday sales going. So just if you're a New Wave Toys fan, lots of cool sales, lots of new stuff to add to your arcade coming. As well as I just wanted to mention, the Crystal Castles and the Golden Tee with the arcade controls that Glenn has made. That is right around the corner. And then
Ricky's
they've got the Black Hole Pinball coming too, the little micro miniature pinball that's coming. So a lot of cool stuff. Are you interested at all in that Crystal Castles?
I would love to have more replicates. I mean, I have the Qbert replicate, and I love it. So I would love to have more replicates. I think that I love the little arcade machines they do. I think they're incredible.
Yeah,
They do such a good job. I mean, there's so much detail that they put into those and love for the games that's one of the reasons I really like New Wave Toys. I feel like they do a great job replicating the feeling of those 80s arcades, the look,
Garage Gamer says, "Where's my Biggie D's action figure?" That's what they need to do. Have a little miniature action figure of me, or do any of the YouTubers in this space. I thought that would be a good idea. That'd be fun, and definitely do a Shiloh for sure. And they could make that happen, and because that's what this is. It's like a community thing we all do together. So it'd be cool to have that kind of stuff. But yeah, the miniature arcades I really enjoy. So like the Frenzy, the Ghost and Goblins, I love these little miniature arcades. When they got into the animatronics, the Zoltar, I didn't know if I would be huge into that, but
They
once
did
I
a good
had it,
job, though. They did an
I love
amazing
it
job with it.
now
Yeah,
that I
it's
have
really
it in my
incredible.
home. It's like one of the coolest things. So the same thing with these action figures. Like I'm not huge on it right now, but I think once I get them in my home and I'm actually setting the stuff up, I'm going to like it a lot more and I'm going to be more into it then. So I just, would ask New Wave Toys, keep doing what you do, make the stuff you like, the
Yeah.
things you want to do, because people are going to end up getting it and they're going to like it.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
I like that they're branching off, doing new stuff, new ideas. They're doing all kinds of stuff. The arcade control panels, the pinball machines. Supposedly they have a bunch of Williams pinball tables coming next year too. So we could get like an Attack from Mars or an Addams Family or Monster Bash or something like
Yeah.
that. Would you be interested in buying one of those little miniature pinball if they do the right theme,
Man,
the
I
right
don't
art?
know. I mean, it's all about space, It's like I don't feel like I have a good space to put a miniature pinball machine.
Yeah, you're definitely got to be running out of space. You just got that
Yeah.
Evercade.
Yeah.
How are you liking the Evercade?
Oh, I like it. I did a review on my channel. I gave it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of
Yeah,
10.
8 out of 10 on the Evercade
Yeah, I mean,
Alpha.
it's got a lot of good, and it's got some things that I don't like about it. Like the marquees are washed out for one thing.
Oh, that's a bummer. Do you think
Um,
you can get like Zabo's marquees or something for it if they
yeah,
make
someone's
those?
gonna make aftermarket marquees. I think the one that it comes with you don't notice, but like I got the one that came with the 6 different marquees,
Mm-hmm.
and
The
I'd say about
deluxe.
3 of them look good, and the other 3 are kind of like eh. It's like washed out. Remember the arcade one-up marquees that are washed out?
Yeah.
It feels like that, but in the
Does the
small.
Mega Man, the one that comes with
The
it?
one that comes with it looks great. Yeah,
Okay.
the one everyone gets looks good, but
And then the final fight looks good?
Final Fight looks washed out to me.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can watch my video on my channel. I go through like every little detail of it. I play some games on it. I mean, I think the misses on the Evercade Alpha are the control deck size is really small.
Uh-huh.
So like there's not a lot of space for your hands to play.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm spoiled. Look at all these multicades I got. You'd be the same way because you got a huge selection of arcades to play on, right?
Yeah.
But I think if you have a big Evercade cartridge collection, you gotta have this. I mean, if you're one of those collectors that has 20, 30 cartridges, 50 cartridges, you gotta have this. Because it's
I think
cool
it's
for that.
I think it's really cool to finally see a new arcade product though, because it's been so long since Arcade One Up has done like a dedicated arcade with artwork.
I mean,
It's good to finally see something again new coming out.
yeah, it's definitely a step up from Arcade One Up. Like they took like the Arcade One Up, what they were doing, and they improved on. Now the cabinet construction, I would say, is about the same.
Yeah, it's like their
But
countercade.
the screen is way better. Like the
Yeah.
screen is fantastic. The controls are really good. Like the one I have has all Sanwa, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just like it's good. There's a lot they did right, but there's some room for improvement.
It's got the Big Blue arcade construction, like the design as well, form
Yeah.
factor. So it's got some things new that Arcade One Up has never done before in their countercade.
Yeah, usually there's some things I don't like about it. The control panel's real small. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
they got bullet holes all over this mug on the side. Look at all the holes they have.
Yeah,
See
and
them
you
all?
got the speaker on the
I
side.
mean, like that's basically like not much of an improvement from Arcade One Up. Now the speakers do sound pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
The screen looks great. You could probably even see it on camera.
Yeah, now the screen has been coming through on the videos I've been watching. It
Yeah, look
looks
how good that screen
really
looks.
good. The colors are really
Now,
deep.
here's an example of the marquee. You can see it's washed out. It's just like a washed out Arcade One Up marquee. I was
Yeah.
hoping they would do a little better, but I
Uh-huh.
mean, you got to keep in mind this is their first crack at doing a home
Now-
arcade product.
How do the cartridges play? Do they play just as good as the stock
They
games?
play exactly like you would expect. There's 2
Okay.
cartridges. It's basically an Evercade inside of this thing.
Okay.
But yeah,
And it's got the light up coin door.
I have like a full review. I spent like days making this review. And it's
Yeah,
on
you
the
guys
channel.
go watch his video
But,
on that.
Yeah, I gave it 8 out of 10. I mean, I think for someone that's an Evercade fan, it might be they might rate it higher.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Evercade, but
And how much was this?
oh God, I can't even remember. So long ago I bought it. I want to say it was like 300 and something because it had the Sanwa controls. But I
Yeah.
know they have a basic model. It's not as much. And to be honest, like the extra marquees aren't worth buying.
Yeah,
So
you
I
would
think
just
if I
get the
was to
regular
rebuy
one
I'd
without
probably
it.
just buy the regular one, honestly.
Yeah.
Because from the reviews I saw, it looked like the buttons were like Sanwa clones, which that's what iArcade used. And those were fine from the get-go, right? There's no issue with a good SamWa clone is still a good control button.
Yeah.
So I feel like I probably didn't need to go this high end,
I hope that they're successful though, because I'd like to see them make a bigger one.
it is nice. It's quality. I'll say that. They did a good job.
I'd like to see them make a 3/4 scale, similar to the arcade one up size, and compete with them on some of those, because they're definitely a step up in quality and
they're
expandable where you can add those cartridges to it and play more games on it.
Yeah,
so I like that idea.
The ability to play all your Evercade cartridges. And by the way, I want to just do a quick little plug. This is a fantastic. If you like shmups and shoot 'em ups, the Toplin Arcade 3. This is just loaded with the best Toplin shoot 'em ups of all time.
Yeah,
and this just came out, so I've been playing this a lot on it. I mean, I like what they always do this stuff too. Like they give you little extras. Like here's a little manual. It tells you about every game. And look, Biggie D, stickers.
Yeah.
They didn't need to do the stickers, but they gave you some stickers.
Yeah, that's great.
Evercade is always about like the little extras and this is like a throwback to physical media. If you like to collect stuff.
I do like collecting physical games, like cartridges.
This is something that's a physical media you can collect.
That'd be another thing I got to be careful to get into, though, because once you get hooked, it's like you're buying all of them.
I mean, I'm only 2 cartridges away from having a complete set. But it took me almost 8 months, almost a year.
You have 2 left, and which 2 do you still need to buy?
Man, they're not even like I have the Oliver twins and I have the Namco collection. And I mean, is it Namco or Home Edition 2? I think it's the one with Splatterhouse.
Okay.
I'm only down to 2 cartridges I need. I got all the other grails.
And you'll have the whole collection.
Yeah, this one was the bad boy. This one was the one that was hard to
get. And you've got the game.
That one has been. I've seen that one sell for as much as $300. That's the Technos home, but it's only because it's out of print. It's like it's not.
And you've got the console too, the Versus console.
Yeah, I got it all. I got
okay.
I got the VS. And you can play it on your TV. I mean, Evercade is great. Like if you like old school retro games, it's a good retro game system. But you gotta like old games.
Yeah.
Like, this is like you gotta be in the mindset. Like I'm buying this to play. Like
didn't you win that? You won that Versus console, didn't you?
No, I didn't win it. I bought it.
Oh, you bought it. Okay.
I bought it. I didn't win any Evercade stuff, but.
And you have the handhelds
I have a whole
too.
channel. I started a channel, the Evercadians, where I just talk about Evercade stuff.
Yeah.
And we do a show every once in a while. I think we're on our 4th one or something. We do it every once in a while when we feel like we have enough news to talk about. Me, Brooklyn Menace, and Herb Wars from the community do the show. And it's but Evercade is great. If you like retro games, it's something fun to collect. But yeah, go check out my review.
Definitely go check that out.
I gave it a pretty fair shake, but I came at it from my viewpoint, which is I'm an arcade gamer, right? Like I live and breathe this arcade stuff. I've been an arcade gamer for as long as I can remember.
There's quite a few other reviews on that as well in the community. I saw 19K Fox just dropped his video on it, and there's some others out there as well you can check out.
I have not seen any super negative ones. They're all pretty positive. I feel like I hope I don't get too much hate for giving it the 8 out of 10, but I feel like I have my reasons. But
I know Brooklyn Menace, he got one, so hopefully he'll make a video and get his opinion soon on it.
I know he's loving it. He's loving it, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, this has been a lot of fun, Papa Brad. I appreciate you joining me. It's been a long road these last couple of months getting back on YouTube, but I should be back into the swing of things now where I'll be doing these every Sunday night, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern every Sunday.
Biggie D. It's been a privilege and an honor to be here for your return show. So thank you so much for inviting me on.
This has been awesome.
From my heart. It's a real privilege and an honor to be on here with you. So I do appreciate you having me.
I enjoy watching your stuff and all the shows that you go on live with T. McCloskey, Arcade Talk on Thursdays.
I'm a straight shooter. You never need to ask where you sit with Papa Brad.
Yeah. And it's been a lot of fun tonight. So have a good week, everybody in the audience, everybody that's watching. I hope you guys have a great week next week. And we'll be back here next Sunday talking more home arcade. I'll see everyone in the next one. Talk to y'all later.
Stay legit.
Bye-bye.